Roll for initiative because we are live! Oh, I don't have dice. Hang on.
Wow. I guess
dice.
stream's canceled, guys. Sorry, we're going to
More of a
Kaizo.
metaphorical
Natural
roll for
3 for me. That's the kind of session it's going to be.
Nah, we
All right.
Good.
All right. Welcome
prefer.
everybody to Windfall. We are so excited to be back with another episode. All of us except for Mitchell, who could not be here today. But he's with us in spirit, bringing the Mitch face for the entire stream. First and foremost, I would like to ask, is there a buzzing sound? Is it good? Is there the buzzing? We have managed to... Everyone wait. Okay, we sound good.
Stop it.
Oh, God. All right. We're clear, everyone. Yes, representing the new and improved Wesley. Improved? Well, kind of the same. I don't think there's really that much difference. He was already doing frog stuff. All right, so I would like to thank Californians for composing our theme song, which I love so much. Thank you, Californians, for that. I also want to say, those of you that are following our non-Windfall content, everyone here and myself, I am currently running what I'm calling an Iron Nuzlocke Challenge for Pokemon Sword and Shield in the Discord. If you're into Pokemon content, I guess you would like to go check out that infographic I posted in the Discord. We are going to be doing a Nuzlocke Challenge. Involves battling, trading, and challenging each other. Thank you so much for that in the chat. And the winner will get a copy of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet from me, unless I win, and then I guess the second place
which
winner.
case you'll buy yourself a copy.
I'll buy myself the whole goddamn game. But it's gonna be a lot of fun, even if you're casual or new to the series. It doesn't matter. It's just gonna be a lot of fun just to get to know the community and do some fun Pokemon stuff. All right, I think that's about all I've got. So yes, go join the Discord and check out the sneeze. We're good. All right. So that's going to bother me. Anything else before we get started? Had you muted me?
No, I was waiting to.
Oh, it's like tickling me still, but it's not there.
I was waiting for you to sneeze so I could tell them to like and subscribe when you did.
Someone's gotta.
Speaking of sneezes.
Oh yeah, there is a real.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a real segue.
So
I was very.
let me
confused.
segue into our session for today. On our last episode of Windfall, a dangerous operation. The party made an agreement with Hannah, the swampy acolyte of the hag Cyrene. She would collect the dangerous reagents needed to fix the curse on Wesley, and the party would rescue the frog-formed son of the Duke. Arriving at the kobold's lair, the party discovered a hellscape. The dragon had been slaughtered, and the kobolds had been at war with another faction. After some quick investigation, the party entered the lair, where a battle between a great number of kobolds, and a terrifying, well, for a couple of moments, Bahir was had. But then the big rock bullet said, "Brr," and took the Bahir down. In the end, the party emerged victorious, not only slaying the beast, but managing to liberate a great number of frogs as well. Returning, Hannah performed the ritual to swap the souls back to the original bodies of Wesley and young Easton. In the middle of the incantation, she sneezed and kind of messed the spell up. The young Duke's son, Easton, was returned to form, and Wesley was given a mix of his old body and new, something of a 4-ish foot tall humanoid frog. And that is where we pick up the story for today. So you look at Wesley. Wesley, why don't you describe yourself now, what you appear to the rest of the party as? As the mist clears, there is a naked Easton Arling, like covering himself and like backing up out of the mist, looking confused. He's like covered in sweat and he's just like looking around. And there's this.
Well, yeah, like you said, it's about 3 to 4 feet tall, like dark greenish skin frog with like the deep orange like underbelly, but he's outfitted in Wesley's old clothes. He's got the hat, he's got the finery. You can see he's got that same like optimistic like grin, just like
But now with a much wider.
yes,
kind of frog.
much wider now.
Hannah, I ta-da! It's done. He's back.
Where's
I'm back. I'm slimier than usual. Did you do something to Ernie? I don't remember him being quite so tall.
She lets you see me as I truly am now.
Well, Wesley, you're sort of a frog again, but not really, but
Oh, here, hold on.
definitely
I have a mirror.
kind of.
I reach into my bag.
Oh. My hat was crooked.
And you're like hand still, like you were holding. You hear, "Mama loves, Mama loves."
And sort of like, I respond in kind. It's like I love you, but just croaking.
Yeah.
God.
To everyone.
So you see Wesley like, and the frogs are all.
Oh shit, he speaks frog now.
Yes, he absolutely does. He absolutely does.
How is this the best case scenario we could have hoped for?
It is.
I mean, I can still go on adventures. I don't lose myself. And we can return Easton to his parents, who greatly miss him.
Oh, heavens! Is that the plan? I'm very glad to hear that. Because the last thing I remember, and he like looks, and he kind of raises a hand towards Hannah. It's all a bit.
Her evil twin sister?
It's time for a dice roll.
Perception versus perception.
Yeah, let's go for it. His perception DC
26 deception.
a 26.
So if he has a 16 perception.
He has a higher perception than me if he has a 16 perception.
He looks. He's like, that makes a lot of sense because she certainly wasn't talking like that whenever I was here. At any rate, I'm thankful. I'd be thankful for a set of clothes and
I handle some gnome pants.
gnome pants.
Yeah.
Oh, he puts them on.
A spare pair of
He's
pants.
wearing hot shorts now. Like, I mean, he looks just like Wesley, so.
Yeah, we're planning on taking you home.
Thank you.
Hannah, is there any way you could get your house to bring us closer to the edge of the swamp? I don't know if he's, equipped to make the trek.
I could, but if I get too close, the wizard Galloway and I, it's dangerous to get any closer to the lock.
Does he mistake you for your sister a lot?
Yes. Well, usually it was with my sister that we encountered each other, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be associated with her if we get any closer, so yeah, I'm a little worried.
I understand. Do you have some, boots that might fit him?
I could probably.
Or even like an extra cloak.
Oh, I have, she, goes inside.
We'll take a blanket.
You hear, and then, the dun, 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 dun.
Get there.
And she walks out, and she's like, I have a tablecloth he could use as a cloak.
It's better than nothing.
And she goes over.
Did you just really do a bad job at that whole, pull the tablecloth out from underneath a bunch of plates
There were
trick?
a lot of plates.
It's really something you rehearsed more.
I think she sneezed when she was pulling it off, probably.
I guess you'll be heading out then?
What time
Yeah,
is
I'm
it?
saying-
It's late
We
as
got
fuck.
back and it was night, right?
Yeah, there were a lot of plates.
If we could impose one more evening here.
And you hear the frogs around you. Gardle, 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 gardle. In the pond. In the pond.
It's the pond.
Yeah, there's all the little frog swamps that are all around the area.
What's great is all we hear is a bunch of
Yeah,
croaking.
it's just like.
Pond does sound kind of nice.
The rest of you are welcome in the cabin.
Yeah. Yeah.
You all slept in there before. We can surely fit the rest of us in there.
Are you okay staying here another night, Cordelia?
I mean, I'd much prefer to stay here than start wandering out there.
Yeah.
In the morning, we'll get you back, or start the journey back to your parents.
All right. Another question. What is that? He's like pointing at.
Oh, I'm Wesley. I used to be you.
Why do you have my voice?
There's magic involved, and I used to be you, but now I'm.
It was a curse that was broken.
What do you remember about earlier today?
I remember a man with golden eyes, and I remember being afraid. I don't remember details. It's like my mind can't process what I was feeling. There's just this shadow of fear and cold and loneliness. That something wasn't right. But it's starting to fade.
So you lack total recall of it?
I suppose so. I just feel. I'm sorry. I'm still in the lock. This is Lindywind Lock, but this is not home. I'm naked in the woods. How long have I been gone?
A bit.
Like,
About a year or so.
almost.
All right. There's a lot to take in. I think a night's rest would do me well.
Yeah. I think it'll all make a little bit more sense sooner or eventually, but some sleep will probably help.
Bye.
And your parents miss you dearly. I'll get you back to them.
Thank you. I'll take. He takes the tablecloth and pulls it over like a cloak. I'll just head inside then. Thank you all. Then he just kind of goes inside the house.
You know, it's a shame I bought all those rubber bullets earlier instead of a pair of pants.
Damn shame.
How could you know we need an extra pair of pants?
You always need an extra pair of
I
pants.
mean, I carry an extra pair for myself. I have accidents, but
That's why you have the gnome.
So, I'm sorry, I didn't want to think this far ahead. What happens to me now?
We leave and you keep doing your thing?
I was gonna ask the same thing. What does happen to you now? Because we're not gonna do anything to you, but are you safe staying here, or?
You mentioned before that when you made mistakes, things got messy. And, you know, if Cyrene was after the Marquis and we fixed the curse, not to mention something tells me she won't be entirely too pleased that I've left. I'm concerned for you.
Oh, I don't think that she would hurt me. But you're right, she might not be too happy with the kind of mess that I've made, or that the castle is going to be on even higher alert, or that I've compromised some reagents and upset the rock. It's going to be hard to get things from it now. I don't know. Maybe I'll just find somewhere else. Restaurant's it's a big continent. Well, it's technically the very smallest continent. It is smaller than some of the kingdoms inside of Arling. It's a small continent, but it is a continent. I can find somewhere to go. There's other duchies where they won't know my name. The chicken house can cover some ground.
Yeah, and honestly, they are aware of you in town, but like it was really more like there's the hag and that other one. I feel like if you get away from her, they're not going to necessarily have the same.
I still have a lot to learn from Cyrene.
You should stop trying to like do the swapsy thing.
I mean,
I think
6 times is enough. 7. Who's counting?
You?
if we're being perfectly honest, dear, there's better ways to learn magic. Safer. I don't know what all she's told you, and I'm assuming it's not all of it. I've seen the things that she and her coven have done to people, done to children. I don't think you should stay.
Well, I don't know what to do without a teacher. How have you been learning magic without someone to teach you?
And I kind of look up at Imrys, who's sitting on my shoulder.
He just kind of ruffles a little bit. It's like staring down Hannah.
Imrys teaches me, at least helps me control it. And
So,
and you know, there's scrolls. I mean, Ernest is starting to put some things together. I don't know that you should go to him to learn magic.
I just read what the paper says, and something happens.
And
Here, I pull out a handful of pieces.
and
I
mean,
literally just
hi.
start like flipping like I pick up like a cup off the table. One of the one things that didn't shatter. I'm just like flipping around my hand with mage hand like.
There's other ways, like I said.
okay, I'll find someone else then. I didn't. The way you all talk about her, it sounds like, I don't know, she was mean and callous sometimes, but she also opened up my eyes to so many things. The way you talk is like she's some kind of monster. Have you even met her?
We met her sister. She wasn't very nice. She tried to kill us.
We don't really know Cyrene personally.
But we know that her sister was talking to Cyrene.
Right. They were in contact. There was some stuff that suggests that they might have been up to some unsavory stuff. She was at least aware of and permitted her sister to do some pretty unsavory things.
And there's... yeah.
And that's that spirit wall when I had the shared vision with the kids. It was all three of them. All
Oh.
three of the hags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I believe the other hag talked about their goal was to do this thing.
And I wouldn't wish what I've seen on anyone, but I could show you what they've done.
I don't think so. It's, if what you're saying is true, then I'm just guilty by association. I think it's best if I just pack it up and leave this behind me, and she'll forget about me. I mean, the way the town's talking, it sounds like they already have.
All right, look.
Just those crew members.
Ernie, she can.
There's always room on the
Do we have?
ship.
Yeah, she could probably come with us. I feel
I mean,
like
she can certainly do more shit than half the crew.
I feel like we owe her one for the new Wesley body.
And worst case scenario, if she doesn't like it, next place we stop off.
Yeah.
We could try to teach her some more magic, perhaps.
Would you like for us to get you out of the country?
You mean it?
We have a
I
ship.
mean, it sounds like you're not exactly safe here.
You're hardly the first refugee we've taken in.
Well, I mean, you're safe out here
And
alone.
maybe I could. Yeah, yes. The whole time that she's heard y'all like talking to each other, her face is like getting high, like more and more excited. It's like a kid hearing their parents talking about a trip. He's like, oh. Yeah, I would love to. Yes.
Before we continue this conversation,
Yeah.
there is a 100% chance that Cyrene is watching you through some sort of item she has given you at some point in time.
Yeah. We
Okay.
set up that connection.
Yeah, we're gonna need a
Squash it.
She's watching.
wave.
You watch Hannah. There's like a chill, and she just drops.
Oh!
She just drops on the floor. She doesn't make a sound. She doesn't like. She doesn't like scream. She just.
Yeah, no, can I... did pulse anything?
Go make a medicine
Yep,
check.
yep.
Yeah. Roll.
I didn't
Shaky
do
hands,
anything.
shaky
I
hands,
just
shaky
waved.
hands.
While she's doing that medicine check,
Yeah.
I immediately start like
25.
grabbing like bracelets, jewelry on Hannah, and trying to literally snap them off of her. I'm going to, if I don't get to something that's like, oh, this is clearly magical and this is probably the problem, I will fully strip her if I have to just get.
I got
all
you. I
this
think if
stuff
you
off.
just make a perception check, like
Okay.
for like the speed of it, that would probably
Sort
work.
of like a seat.
Because remember, she is
Yeah.
very plain clothes. She doesn't have a lot of
Yeah.
like stuff on her.
25.
25.
Yeah,
She has a
straight
pulse.
hair like
She's extremely cold and clammy, like colder and clammier than New Wesley.
I'm
Like
very
she's
cold
just
and
like
clammy.
she just fainted, but she has a breath. It's like very shallow.
God damn.
I
What
was
you
gonna
got,
say, can
Buzz?
I...
Same thing
I-
twice.
It's not a super hard roll, but what you got?
11, I think.
I was
Hold
gonna
on.
say, could I assist
Might be
him since
12.
I'm checking her
12.
over?
Yeah, as you're like checking her over, Kai
12,
goes
it's
in.
12.
She's got like this simple sort of like, I don't want to call it a scrunchie, medieval style scrunchie with like these beads in it. Kai just
Hair
takes
tie.
it and rips it. She's got like sort of like a plain sort of belt thing that there's got a buckle on it. Kai just takes it and tears it off. He tears off her apron. She got like buckles on her little like pilgrim style shoes. You like take those and rip it off, and like eventually you just.
I'm like explaining myself as I'm going,
Yeah.
so just
Yeah, yeah.
randomly strip searching this.
No,
chick,
no, no.
like-
It's
I think
clearly
everyone
looking at a
understands.
magical item, and like that's all that would possibly be there. So you have that big pile of items. What are you doing with that? Like,
Well, so I was actually literally trying to break them because I know I
yeah,
won't be
you-
able to break them.
So
magically.
Kai like crushes them all, and as you go for the like the one that you threw aside first, the scrunchie in her hair, kind of, you squeeze and you feel one of like the beads. It squishes.
An
Bad
eye.
guy.
It's an eye, and it's just juice now in your hands.
I think I found it.
And you see her. Ooh, sorry, I got a little lightheaded there for a second.
Yeah, I don't think that was you, dear.
I think she was worried about letting you go.
Or she just wanted to send a dramatic signal to us
That she saw all of it.
and has reach.
It's a good thing we got rid of yours.
Okay. I think I need to sleep. And you probably have things you want to talk about.
Yes.
You should make this house move now. We can't.
We can.
Probably don't want to.
Do you
stay
think
put.
if we go back to the castle, you could say the evil sister thing to the court and I could get off?
I mean,
Well-
I think they'll believe it was all Cyrene. We could probably.
I
Yeah.
mean, if we just don't involve you at all, dear, and get you straight to the ship.
We can stay on those low mountains, the low hills right on the outskirts of the north of town. 2 hours walk, so you'll be able to come get me whenever your business is done, and I can pack up.
Yeah, I think that's best. Don't take anything that belongs to her.
Yes.
The house is hers.
We send that back.
We'll be
like we.
leaving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, don't take, like, if there's like, you know, if there's like a pencil
hear,
sharpener that y'all shared.
He didn't mean it. She like pets the wall of the house.
She's gonna, do you feed this thing?
We eat smaller houses.
It's just got some sensitivities to it.
What we're getting at, dear, is anything that's not spell components, anything that's not clothing, and I'll grab the gross little hair tie now.
Ugh.
She had her eye in this.
Yeah, she told me.
And you were unconscious a second ago.
And you regained consciousness as soon as Kai crushed this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So nothing that she might have put an eye on.
I came out into the swamps with nothing, but she like motions to her like tavern wench outfit, for lack of a better
Do
word.
you have a spell book?
No.
I don't know how magic works, guys. Most people have spell books.
I think you just need a magic bird.
I have hers.
You got a bird?
I do not have a bird.
Turtle?
Wait.
Well,
You have hers?
well, I've been using stuff that she left.
Her spell book, though.
Bits and pieces.
He's really good with bits and pieces.
Yeah, actually, bring me the bits and pieces.
But
Put all the bits and pieces in this bag.
she like motions over towards like the mantle, and there's like this big.
I start
sort of leather
scooping.
Well, it's not torn
Yeah.
up. It's.
It's
Yeah, she mentions.
like it's a
I mean, this isn't her full spell book. This is what I'm allowed to learn.
Okay. I'm scared to touch it, but I think Cordelia should take it. I mean, it's almost certainly dangerous.
It's assuredly going to be dangerous.
I mean, if we're sitting here for the evening, I can take a look at it. I just...
Just stay hidden.
The house wouldn't let anything bad happen to us.
It's her house.
If she were close enough to hurt us directly, she wouldn't have dramatically dropped her to the ground.
No, she's leagues away right now.
I think we can sleep here. She's strong. She's not a god.
She's not right.
I don't know. We didn't really keep the gods in my household. Everyone in Western's really religious because of Kaleri on High Mountain to the south, but I don't. That's a kind of a strange question. I don't think so. I think she's just a very magical woman.
I mean, if we wrap things up here and get back to the ship and leave, I can provide us the same cover that I've done before. Hypothetically speaking, it should keep her eyes off of us for some time.
Right, I had forgotten about that.
That's probably a good idea.
Do you think that there's something to be gained from you messing with this spell book? I mean, did you learn something from the last one?
The last one I took wasn't a spell book, it was more of a book documenting what it was that they've done. Names, places.
Well, maybe we should look around a little bit carefully. Just to see if there is more, a record or a paper trail or something about whatever this plan is.
Hannah,
Mm-hmm.
she wouldn't have happened to have told you why it is that she wanted me back. Any kind of plan.
You're going to lead the coven. You're going to utilize all the blessings they've been creating. It's everything they've been building. It's for you.
That's unsettling considering the first lesson we saw from Great.
I don't like any of that. Do they have a timeline for this?
Whenever you came of age, whenever your agreement with your father was over, even though he ended it early, again, according to her. It's just a matter of time. There was something with Desdemona that put a wrinkle in the plans by several years. Something happened they weren't able to contact her, and
That's the sister we killed. The one on the island, you said
Yeah, she was trapped there. She could have been out of contact.
she was trapped there because of the thing.
She was trapped there.
The captain's thing.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the plans are. I just kind of studied the magic, but she talked freely about you, and her idea was just that you would utilize the blessings, whatever that means. It was about a return to old magic, renewing life in a way. It sounded beautiful the way she talked about it, but I was just trying to learn how to, you know.
Cast spells.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. They've used plenty of people.
It seems I might be sort of implicit in more things than I originally thought. I mean, I knew we weren't doing anything particularly good. I was aware. I'm not innocent of that fact, but the fact that you didn't know any of this is honestly kind of shocking to me.
It's okay. Evil adjacent is kind of a running theme in our crew.
Just don't get too adjacent.
I think I'm moving away. All right, I'll go with you. I'll travel with you. I'll go see the world and find a new teacher and learn new magic and be a better person. One question. How many frogs can I bring? And all of them just simultaneously.
Oh dear.
I fear that if we bring them, the crew will want to eat them.
Yeah.
We can't let that happen anyway.
She takes Slimy and Bryony and she just like kind of tugs on them.
So yeah, our ship has a dragon on it,
That's right.
and he might eat frogs.
It might be safe to not bring
So,
a lot.
one or two.
But maybe not your favorites.
I mean,
we
maybe seeing me will turn them off of frogs.
we can set stipulations. Then
Do you have a terrarium that's portable?
Do you have that spell pet cache?
She's just like,
no, I wish.
I'll figure it out.
Poke holes in the lid of the jar.
She says, I'll leave you to your own devices then. I just need to say some goodbyes. And she turns. Goodbye, Jumpy. Goodbye, Hoppy.
Oh, bless her. She will be here all evening.
Goodbye, Bouncy. Goodbye, Sticky. Oh, goodbye, Sticky. And she's just like going down the line saying goodbye to the frogs.
She's a big fan of adjectives.
Alright.
Slimy and brimy make a lot more sense now.
Yeah. So, is this good? Are we good? Is this a good thing we're doing?
I mean, we're helping her.
Yeah. Do we trust her?
Yeah.
If
Nah, but we can keep her where we can see her.
Yeah, I don't think she's necessarily malicious,
Right.
but I don't know if we can manipulate her harder than she's already been manipulated.
Man. She doesn't have to stay with us forever.
And she may know more things. If I take a look through those books again.
Yeah, I do think we need to be careful, but I do think we should search this place somewhat.
I don't know that I'll read through any of it until we get back to the ship.
Okay. I am going to see if there's any sort of like secret sneak holes.
I'll step in and just with detect magic see if I can find what I can find, but I'm mostly searching for anything that kind of registers the same sort of magic as the spellbook.
Okay. I think
That same kind of like Cyrene's signature.
I get you. Yeah, you're like, I want to see her smell. Like, I get it. I get it. I like that's interesting use of the spell. I'm gonna just save kind of some time. Is like as far as like paper trail and stuff. She didn't leave much. She left the spell book, but even going through that, it's not like this is the like it's spells that like even like Cordelia would know some of these spells. Some of them you wouldn't know, but it's like it's a just like occultism spell list, just spells that are practicing with like diagrams and reagents and like it's like what a witch would pass on to her daughter or like pass around to a young witch. It's not like a spell book for like
It's a training manual.
it's well yeah, but it's like old handcrafted style, like a master would pass on a scroll to his apprentice. It's the same way. So it's not like a basics. It's like these are the ancient traditions kind of thing. It is not. If you're going through it, you fear some sort of curse, and there is this sort of like chill down your spine as you turn like each of the well-worn pages. But you don't feel any different.
Do I find any sort of like hidden panels in anything?
The house is
Caches of valuables?
I mean, there's lots of valuables in forms of reagents, potion and talisman reagents, and poison reagents,
Poison?
quite a few hundred golds worth, all collected and bottled and stuff like that. But
Do we want to rob this place or do we want to leave this stuff here? I don't know how much we want to make her angrier.
I mean,
But I mean,
Like all
if
these
we take her stuff, we hamper her plans.
if anything, we've crushed another one of her eyes. The dragon last time said that that's incredibly painful. So, I don't think we can do much worse than...
Taking things and putting them in Ernie's bag.
Yeah, I don't think we can do much worse than what we've already done.
Okay, I mean, in that case, we can start grabbing some of these vials and such.
okay, y'all are gonna loot some reagents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll. Who would like to roll for me?
I'll do it.
All right, you're gonna roll 3d6 for me.
I got that. 17.
17 times 10. You find 170 worth of gold of potion making reagents. So you cannot spend this gold, but you can use that to make 170 gold worth of potions specifically.
Let's give that to our
Yeah,
potion maker.
you note that because you're the potion maker.
Someone roll 3d6 again.
He did such a good job.
What is it?
He rolled a 17. I rolled a 4.
4. You find 40 gold worth of talisman reagents.
Oh, she's also the talisman lady.
Here, Cordelia, I dropped a lot of it.
And then roll 3d6 again.
Alright, let's see which side of the spectrum I fall on. Medium. 11.
Times 10. 110 gold worth of poison reagents, which I don't think anyone here makes poisons. It could be worth a lot in trade. Like you could sell that for 50 gold to a rogue somewhere or a malicious person.
Stab people. We like
Yeah.
to do stab.
Is poisons alchemical crafting?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a chemical?
I don't. No magical.
We'll just sell it.
All I know is when I make a character in this game, alchemical crafting.
It is.
baby.
It's very cool
so
stuff.
cool.
It's very cool stuff.
Alright.
Here, who's taking the poison?
Hannah kind of comes back, and
I'll
you
take
guys
it
have
and
like
sell it.
smashed every jar, taken every bottle. She's like, "Oh, you've redecorated. Okay, I was going to use that when on my travels to use my magic, but it's great.
Think about
I'll learn new spells."
Yep, you gotta.
Yeah, I'll
let
teach
this
you
be your
some.
first lesson.
We're a team.
You gotta
kinda-
travel light.
Square zero, starting fresh. All right.
It's kind of communal reagents.
Mm-hmm.
I can teach you some things.
Me too.
I'm gonna go to sleep now.
I thought you already had. That's why we just did this.
I was outside saying goodbye to the frogs.
All right.
How
are they?
Well, it took me an hour and a half. You know, you've searched the entire house in that time, so it was. I've decided I'm going to bring this one. She pulls out just the fattest toad, not frog. It's a toad, and it is like it. You ever see like cute things that look really angry? Like you see a picture of like a fat, cute cat that's just like grumpy. This toad looks pissed.
I knew it was gonna be.
It looks so. It looks so mad.
All hell hit
This
the
is
toad.
Bumpy. Ribbit. He just goes ribbit.
I ask him if he's okay.
Fuck you.
I don't like Bumpy.
Shh. We're gonna go on an adventure, Bumpy. He says some unkind words that you wouldn't repeat to Hannah. You're gonna be my familiar, and she like pets him.
Oh no. All right. Well, I think the
looks
crew will love
adorable.
Bumpy.
All right. Hannah's supervillain arc begins now. I thought her supervillain arc began when she was apprenticed to a hag, but maybe I was wrong. Her supervillain arc begins when she joins the nice people because they stole all her shit. All right.
She's part of the team. The team shares.
Are you all resting now?
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. Let's go ahead and say there are no things that go bump in the night except for Bumpy, who does try to escape.
Slits my throat.
Yeah. He
What
does.
have you got?
At
A
one
knife!
point, at one point, Ernie, you do walk up, and Bumpy, with his like sticky hands, is like going through your wallet.
Like little bag of coins.
And you make eye contact.
Back the fuck up, Bumpy. I come from the swamps.
He goes,
I got a different recipe for every one of you.
roll intimidate.
23.
Ribbit. He just backs up. Yeah. There's no problem with Bumpy going forward.
We're good, Bumpy.
I come from the swamps.
Later, when he wakes up,
Yeah.
he has just a gentle brushing of garlic powder on his back.
Ribbit.
Oh my goodness. Alright.
All right. So. The chicken house has been running all night, and you wake at dawn about 2 hours outside of Castletown, with Castle Arling right there. You can see Easton looking out the window over the ridge and seeing it. Home. Mom. Dad. Are we ready to depart?
Yeah, we should be able to take you safely in from here.
It's only 2 hours. I mean, we could hike down there. There shouldn't be anything too scary between here and the castle, so...
Perhaps Brooks can bring Hannah to the ship.
Yeah, I guess I could. Brooks is like... I thought she was going to stay here and pack up, but I guess we stole our shit, so... Come on, Hannah. I'll also get them ready to know that Brooks is a frog.
Wesley's frog.
Wesley's a frog. I'm Brooks.
You're Brooks.
You're Brooks.
It's okay, buddy. It's been a long night.
Sorry, I'm the last human. It's bearing down on me a little bit. All right, I'll go get them ready. And he says, "When you're ready, Hannah." And they kind of like start packing up, and there you go.
And then they both die off camera.
Much to
Meteor
Mitchell's pleasure. He's like, I
swarm.
fucking hate this character.
Everybody loves Brooks.
Everybody loves Brooks. All right.
Brooks is bumpy.
Brooks is Bumpy. Hey guys, I'm a frog now too. Both humans turn into frogs.
All right. So first order of business, we got to get Easton back to his parents.
Agreed.
All right.
There's no secret powwows. They're all in one house.
Yeah, I mean,
I figured this was while we were walking.
Yeah.
All right. So you head down the 2-hour hike. Easton doesn't say much. He just makes like some really comments like
on the scenery. and
on the
stuff.
scenery. He's like, I know this tree. I fell out and broke my leg when I was younger. I had my first horse ride up here, and it wasn't that long ago, but it feels like a lifetime, like a dream. The way the grass feels on my fingers, the way the sun feels on my skin, it's invigorating.
They're gonna think we gave their son drugs.
You think any mad at us that he's wearing a pair of gnome pants and a tablecloth?
Should we stop?
We
by
could stop at like a little like clothing
I
stall on
don't,
the
I
way
don't know.
in.
He's probably not
We've met his
close at home.
father, and I'm sure he will not care at all what he's wearing.
Yeah, it might probably be harder to explain the 4-foot-tall frog with my voice.
Well, I mean, he didn't take it from you. You still have yours.
Yeah, still getting used to that.
Do you think that we're gonna need you to vouch for us in regards to the 4-foot-tall frog situation?
Of course.
Oh, they've met me before.
Yeah.
The only real proof I have is what you said to me, and this feeling in my heart that you're telling the truth. I
Hold
mean,
on to that feeling.
Never let it go, dear.
I mean, how else would I be back in my body, and would you have my voice if this wasn't right? And you could have killed me during the night. You could have kidnapped me or ransomed me. The fact that you're walking me back is all the proof I need that you are good people. And I haven't been the best son. My mom, I've always been such a, I like to say adventurer, but I've been a little shit. Always breaking tradition and breaking the rules and whatever I can do to get them worried. And this last time, there's a point where something stops being a thought and it becomes a word. And once it's a word, once it's out in the world, it can't be taken back. And you have to carry that weight with you for so long. And I feel like my absence has only made the weight of those words more difficult. But I just want to see my mom again. Thank you.
I've seen how much your parents love you, and I'm sure that whatever may have transpired between you will be forgiven.
Thank you, Wesley. It means a great deal. Not too long now, and he just kind of like picks up his pace a little bit. So, the party continues. You had something.
As we're walking, I'm going to let him get a little ways ahead and kind of to the group. So what exactly is the story that we're going with? Because,
Well,
Weather balloon.
I was in his body, and he was in my froggy, and we fixed it.
Yeah, swamp magic. I think that's...
okay, that's fine. Yep.
It's what they believed. The witch had done something, and we went and...
But we didn't kill the hag, and we shouldn't say that we killed the hag.
I mean,
So how
she wasn't there.
How do we switch it back? True love's kiss?
Oh, is he going for lie?
Well, it's just, not a lie necessarily. We just need to tell them
We have
what they'll believe.
powerful magic users.
Oh yeah, Galloway knows exactly what I know now, though. I can't do that. He knows I can't do that.
We bonded over spells. He knows my capabilities.
We were talking a bit.
He goes, that sounds a little too 5th level for you, sir.
Maybe we can say that we touched their foreheads together, and it just flipped back.
Broke a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
I'm just concerned.
I'm not sure they'll care too much about the details as long as they can confirm their son is safe.
I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about Galloway.
Galloway will probably want to know how it was done.
And he really, really dislikes Cyrene.
I'll be honest. It was magic and I didn't really understand what was going on.
And I don't think the eye patch, I mean, it helps, but...
You worried that he's gonna...
He's gonna think your eye is weird?
He might ask questions. Especially since he knows about Kai's magics, and... Well, that really only leaves Brooks and I, and Brooks isn't here, and he does a lot of the talking for us.
I mean, I can just be distracting if it gets too intense. He doesn't like me. I can let that ship keep sinking.
Let me give it a shot. We're all right.
I just don't want to cause trouble for all of you.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
It'll be fine.
I'm big and scary. Ooh, no one asks me questions.
Plus, he might be more interested in me.
True.
You are a bit of a novelty now.
Now.
Yeah. Because it used to be that you would jump, over your own height, but now it's really more like 3 times.
It's 8 a.m. in Castletown. People are already up. The smell of fresh baked bread. You hear people barking to come to their stores early in the morning because people are industrious here. There's fresh apples laid out. The fishermen are pulling up on the docks from the early morning catch at the crack of dawn. You can hear the shutters opening of the lovely sort of double-decker cobblestoned shops along the main street as you take through the north gate. You do draw the attention of many and quicken your step towards the palace. As you move along the palace way, you are stopped immediately by a contingent of guards. Halt! Who approaches castle? And they stop because they see Frog, and then they see Kai, and then they look and they see a naked Easton Arling, Marquis of Lindywindlock, and they quickly just get them covered. Go. 6 guards on either side move you in. Then it's a familiar scene. A herald is running far ahead of you. And as you are being taken up the gardens, you can see the guest house, which is a castle in its own right, the castle proper onside the inside wall. As you're approaching the beautiful apple tree that stands at the center where you first made your plans, you hear thunderous footsteps.
Why do I hear boss music?
Where'd that health bar come from?
Oh, he's gonna tackle you. I forgot to warn you.
I step 6 feet to the right.
That's my boy! And then he stops. You see the massive, red-bearded, long-haired, full-bodied, in a bath towel, hairy, barrel-chested form of Malcolm Arling. And my music's not playing. Why?
I think it's just really quiet.
Turn it up a little bit. All right. Form of Malcolm Arling. And as he goes, and you hear Easton go, Dad! And he jumps, and he goes, It is my boy! And he grabs him, and he embraces, and you see Easton squeezing against him. There are tears then. Absolute, genuine tears. Malcolm is crying. He is weeping openly. You brought him back.
You said we would.
Was it...
I'm Wesley. We met before. I used to...
So you were... And now you're...
Also cursed. Swamp magic.
Bring me Galloway.
It's all fixed now.
I think I just want to do this. The peak.
I am sorry, but I cannot get too excited until Galloway has examined the mind of this boy. He's holding back tears. After last time, I have to be sure. Quickly, in a sort of like a morning robe, you can see he's fully dressed and prepared. But Galloway comes down wearing like a big sort of traditional wizard's hat that's like covering up his eyes. His hair is kind of like shading his eyes as well. And he comes over very quickly, and he takes the Easton and lays him down like without a word. This won't take but a moment.
I pull the tablecloth over his lower half.
Editium Lordum Edistis. And his eyes open up and they are pure white.
Write that down.
I can say, without a doubt, this is
Oh, thank God.
Easton Arling. I see no more traces of the curse upon him. He arose. And like at that, like Malcolm grabs Easton and he like swings him around, and then he's like kind of like ballerina spinning in the courtyard and like screaming and cheering and grabbing like people. He's like, he's back! He's back! My boy is back! And Galloway's the one to address you. Well done, heroes. I do not see your fifth member. Was he?
I'm Wesley. We met before.
You are the one that was previously within the body of Easton.
Yeah, I got my own body now.
I see that. It's not one that I'm familiar with, but interesting. I'm your other member, the golden-eyed young man.
Oh.
Was he felled in battle?
No, he's alive. He's just, getting our ship ready. We're not going to be in town too much
He's the
longer.
one that fixes things.
Yeah.
Understood. Then on behalf of House Arling and of Lindy Windlock, I would like to invite you to come inside and get some rest and recuperation. You will be rewarded for your efforts in this. The Duke and Duchess would like to address you, I'm sure, after they've had some time with their son.
This is going way better than last time.
Also, there was a caller. Master Ernest, you received a letter. If you would come to the side chambers with us, you were called upon in your absence.
Do you know someone in here? If I don't come back in like the next 8 minutes, y'all are gonna have to come get me. Yeah,
Right this way. The attendant will show you.
Okay.
And he kind of points, and the attendant comes up. Sir, your caller is waiting this way.
Oh,
And you see he just
after you.
takes you into the castle proper. Ernie's gone. You guys first. Would you like to come inside and rest for a bit?
We've been walking for a few hours, so.
Please, we'll call on some food and you can share and regale me with tales of how you broke the curse. Tell me, is the witch Cyrene, is she dead?
She wasn't there. She wasn't. We found the hut. We found her apprentice. She wasn't there.
And what of the apprentice?
We dealt with her.
She's gone now.
We made her undo the curse first.
You are efficient. To think that you could, in 2 days' time, handle the situation, the highest acolytes will be given to you. This is
We didn't even hear the
fortuitous.
exciting parts. And I like start talking about the battle with the Behir.
But here, and
Yeah.
he sees genuinely very interested. Frogs fall on the birthday boy. Please tell me more about the Behir. And you say I had kobolds serving it. I've heard of kobolds raising rival factions and betraying. And he goes on
Yeah.
and kind of leads you into like a reception area where you're given food, refreshments. Attendant comes with like towels and fresh clothes, and like they're like baths are upstairs, and we can run a hot bath for you if you would like to relax. In the meantime, I'm afraid that you're not allowed to leave the castle until the Duke has spoken to you. He would not allow me to let you leave, but you are welcome to be our guest here, of course. Rest, eat, use the library, whatever it is that you need. I will be here attending to you as the highest ranking member of this court that is awake at the moment. Not preoccupied, I will attend to your every need. Ernie.
As Ernie leaves the room and starts walking out the hallway, like immediately, like 2 steps outside the door, his bearing completely changes. He's like walking, like standing up straight, kind of like adjusts himself as such, and
Sure his hair is no longer blue.
make sure that everything is like not as disheveled. And by the time he arrives in the side chamber, he's presented as if belongs in a regal setting.
So, the attendant turns to you and says, I am permitted to go no further. Please.
Very well.
And he lets you in and then stays outside. And it closes. Inside, you see the lady, Blannet Arling. She has like sort of a sad sort of smile on her face. And she's walking towards you as if she was called away. Forgive me, Ernie. I was going to receive you and your guest, but I've just heard news. I'm afraid I must away. It's down this hall on the very last door. You do look very nice.
Very well. Enjoy your morning.
I think because of you, and you see like tears welling up.
I think it will go better this time for you.
And she excuses herself. So that you realize one thing. She was downstairs out of her room before she knew that her son was back. There's a long hallway. There's like 8 chambers on the right side, but there's one door at the very end.
Ernie takes a moment. Are there windows in this hallway?
No, it's an interior.
It's interior.
Yeah.
He just takes a brief moment and pulls the dagger off his belt and like conceals it up a sleeve, just so that it's there, and adjusts his pockets a bit and kind of checks that he has a couple of different items, and walks down the hallway.
Is that a secret check to conceal a weapon?
As you walk down the hallway, there's an ornate door to it, very fine. This looks like it's either the Duke's personal chambers or like a guest chamber for like someone of equal value. You know, like if someone from another duchy was coming in, like House Fairbridge or something like that from the south. Like it is a very nice chamber. This isn't some normal like guest bedroom. And then you know it opens up into a little antechamber. You open it?
I do.
You open it, and you are face to face with a drawn sword. It is pale milk glass, shining white, and there is a knight there, full plate mail armor. He has a white tabard with a silver candle in the center of it, and he has a long, sort of heavy steel shield, and he has a full great helm so you can't see. You are who I was expecting. And he waves his hand once, and you see this sort of... State your name, please.
Has he cast something on me here?
He's cast something in the area.
I am Ernest Mernstock.
He sheaths the sword. Well met. I don't think we've had the pleasure. And he raises the visor, and then he sheathes the sword, and he reaches out a hand to you.
I reach out and shake his hand. I say, I don't believe I know who you are.
Roll society.
Still though, 22.
The candle makes you think he's from Alexandria. That's one of their sort of tabards, their symbols there. And he introduced himself. My name is Benjamin Brightwall. I am Queen's Shield to Lady Karen Aremus.
Oh, so I do know who he is when he raises his helm then?
Yeah, it's very clear. He's a very young son of a famous general. every noble in Arla and in other places of the world have 2 attendants. You have a sword and a shield that watch out for you. The shield is a knight that is assigned to you like at birth, basically. It can change. It's a very honored position. They protect you from assassinations. They take care of like watching you on the street. The sword is there to make like official declarations of war, to stand for you in duels, to like lead your like contingency. So they're basically the ones that are like always attending the nobles. And Asoa does this, Resserin does this in some parts, and Arla does this. So it's like the personal attendant to a duke. Some lower nobles, like barons and counts, will have them too, but it's not always there. But many people do.
I'm sorry, Lord Brightwell. I didn't expect to see you here. And what are you doing here?
He opens the door, and he just goes,
Okay, I walk inside.
"He's coming in. Thank you. You can close the door, Benjamin." And he closes the door. Her voice carries like a melodious harp. You can see the window in this sort of upper hall now that you're on the outside of the south wall of the castle. The lights coming in very gently in the sort of like 9 a.m. air. The curtains are drawn, but not thick enough to completely draw out the light. In a long white dress, very plain, and a long sort of, not veil, but a hood. You can see long curls of blonde hair falling out, slender, pale hands, and, a very sort of gentle, petite frame kind of looking out the window, and turns to you with a soft smile. She has pale complexion, but these very warm, not icy, but sort of welcoming, these sort of deep blue eyes and very rosy cheeks that kind of remind you of like almost Disney princess-esque. And you immediately recognize possibly the most powerful woman in the world, Karen Aremus, the Duchess of Whitehearth and the Queen of Arla. So all 6 kingdoms of Arla are under her rule.
I walk in and realizing who she is, I kneel and bow.
You can stand up, Ernie.
My queen, what are you...
I got your book. And she holds up the book that you put in the fire.
Wow.
Back in episode 3. I found it very informative. I must say, I am impressed by your agency, Ernest. Your use of Whitehearth pigeons was ingenious. So many spells are intercepted these days that I appreciate the ingenuity in making sure that our missives are safe.
No one really ever expects birds.
That's right.
They're all looking for spells. I've always said it.
This, she kind of rubs the cover, disturbs me, and the later letters that you've sent have been only adding on to the fear that I felt in my heart. There's one particular entry that I would like to discuss with you. This eternal one that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate for me, please?
We've seen a number of different things traveling around the Sleeping Sea, my queen, and a few different things now have referenced some sort of eternal one who has watched and perhaps orchestrated all sorts of catastrophes through time, but the most disturbing thing we found was, as you know, it's likely the most recent entry in the book. There are at least some disciples, prophets, that believe they are about to return. There's been, frankly, a lot of movement. When I left Arla, finding an occasional evil thing creeping in the darkness, I went my entire life not knowing these things were real, and I've seen stuff in the last month that would have absolutely taken my breath away. Stuff is crawling out of the dark. And I don't know what's kicked the hornet's nest, but it's the biggest foot I've found so far.
And I think this foot is going to need some investigation. Not a week after you sent your book, we heard whispers of this Eternal One. Rumors. One of our lead investigators. What do you know about the Marrow Coast?
Not a lot, Your Majesty.
In the free cities of Saithras, the Marrow Coast is made up and so named for the bones of the giant creatures that once roamed there. There are cities built in the rib cages and along the rocky shores of where these titans once roamed. And these ancient bodies they use for magical components, and it's an unsavory part of the world, the free cities. No rule means no rule, and each city has its own governance. We heard whispers of this Eternal One in Vrosa, the city of magic, the city of spells. Vrosa is known colloquially as the Warlock City, where you can get anything for a price. I need you to go there. I know that you are in charter of a ship, and if you need to abandon that ship, that is fine. Otherwise,
They listen to pretty much anything I tell them to do.
that's very good to hear. Because I need you to do this without letting them know what the actual mission is. You can divulge information at your discretion to those that you trust. But one of our agents has gone missing. Someone that investigates magical artifacts, a researcher, an archaeologist in our care. There was a dwarven explorer in my employ, Holly of House Guildgrieve. She's gone missing, investigating the cult of the Eternal One in Vrosa. She was researching animancy in that city, and our last mission informed us that she was worried about a mercenary group known as the Maned Wolves. Our contacts got more and more sparse, and then nothing. There's no way for me to send agents. They have powerful diviners, and their laws are out of the reach of me 3 continents away. I need someone that could get inside and find out what happened to Holly.
I'm sure you remember I have history with the maned wolves.
I'm aware.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you. As a thank you for accepting this mission and for serving the Kingdom of Arla so well, I have a gift for you. And she reaches into her sleeve.
Because I've only got like 3 pigeons left. I'm like looking around for a bird cage.
She smiles. No, and she pulls out one single lockpick. I've heard that these are quite useful for those in your line of work. She hands it over to you.
A legitimate merchant, but okay.
Ernie. And she says, pull it aside, please.
I do so.
Okay. So as you... I gotta pull up the notes here. I love this. As you pull at the side of the lockpick, you watch as the side of the lockpick like opens up, and then a whole little table comes out of the side of the lockpick. It has like 3 different boxes. You open up one pouch, and there's literally a entire set of infiltrator's tools with like infinite replacements. There is an elite disguise kit with makeup, cosmetics. There is an extreme climber's kit with grappling hook and climber shoes.
Oh shit, this is amazing.
And then it zips up into one single lockpick.
Sorry, I lost my composure there.
That's all right.
Thank you. This is a queenly gift.
I thought so. I've also heard, and this is outside of official business, that you've done something very good for House Arling.
We saved their son.
Blandet is a dear old friend of mine. You don't know what this means to her and what this means to me. I just wanted to let you know, as not as your queen, not as your commander, but as a friend. Thank you.
A frog friend of mine reminded me that sometimes you just have to do the right thing because it is the right thing.
That line is often blurred. It's something I try to remember every day as queen. Sometimes we fall short.
You don't have to answer me if it would be giving me too much information, but your agent embedded in a Star Heel vessel.
What do you mean?
I met up with an agent of yours embedded in a Star Heel vessel. He was working underneath the Blade of the Inquisition.
Mm-hmm.
The Blade of the Inquisition.
I do not have any agents under the Blade of the Inquisition.
Well, I don't think you do anymore if you ever did. But if somebody let us go,
Let you go.
we were searched and we were let go, but there was a message in my cabin using signals as if they were one of your agents. I assumed they had made some sort of
If they made the call signs, then maybe I've overlooked something, but perhaps there was an infiltrator. I don't know, Ernest. I'm sorry. That is alarming to hear. I will ask this one thing, though. If you get into trouble with Starhill, there is nothing I can do politically within my power to help you. It is a dangerous thing messing with the Black Empire right now. They are already having conflicts with Salsai, and now they move into Keltharn, encroaching on the territory of Asoa. The world is on the cusp of something right now, and the power balance is too delicate to upset. If you get into official trouble, I cannot get you out.
I always assumed that to be the case. But the Eternal One is a big problem, but Starheel is doing something.
They're always doing something.
I'll let you know if I find out more information.
Emperor Ganvar has been on the throne since I was a little girl. And now, in his late 50s, he takes a new bride, and suddenly the world waits on bated breath, not knowing what their next move will be. There's something moving, I know. But I want your priority to be this Eternal One. Something that's concrete, something we have a lead on. Something that doesn't require me to go to war with an entire country. Holly is a brave explorer and a keen mind in archaeology. Find her, get her out safe. Whatever her mission was, I want you to disregard it. I want you to extract her. Let me be clear that that's what the mission is. She may protest. She may ask you. I want you to get her out.
Okay. We'll do that.
Thank you, Ernest. There's one other thing. A city captain was talking to me, or a former captain, now knight commander, a man named Tavish. He was speaking to me, and he told me about your wife. We did find her, Ernest.
Where?
If you would like me to tell you, I will. As you sail south, she will be within 300 miles of you. I know that seems a great distance, but considering how far you're going, she's currently in the city of Swabeliard, the Clockwork City in Asoa.
Is she okay? What do you know about her? You're acting like this is bad news.
I'm simply stating what I've heard. And I did this maybe more out of my own curiosity than for you. She is remarried. She has a shop there. She's doing quite well. She serves the Clockwork King and does quite well. Quite well.
Why would she be remarried? How long has she been there?
The setting up the shop, getting the licenses in Swabeliard is no small thing.
It doesn't take 20 years.
It takes a while. And our reports say that she's been in her station for a while.
Okay. Thank you for telling me. Swabeliard.
I'm not sending you alone.
I don't know why I didn't check the Clockwork City first. It seems so obvious now.
She pauses, making sure she's giving you enough time to breathe. I'm not sending you alone. I'm sending another agent that may be able to assist you on your journey.
To the Marrow Coast?
To the Marrow Coast. He has already found employ on the Windfall. An intriguing fellow. He has the same Stormlander charm that you do. His name is Gareth Sweetwater. You'll see him around town or perhaps already on your ship.
Is he going to pretend like he doesn't know me?
He may not know you. In fact, I don't believe you've met.
But he works for you too?
He does now. He has something he needed from me, and a deal was made.
That's how we all get started, huh?
Ernie, I want you to know that I am queen and I have need of spies and espionage and things of that nature. But I am a human being first. If you want out, just let me know that you want out. I can set you up with a nice house. You've served your country well.
I'm sorry, it's a lot to process.
I know,
was
I'm
going
sorry.
to I figured while I was looking all over the world, I might as well have my eyes do something useful. I appreciate the offer. I'll go to the Marrow Coast first. I'm invested. I'm worried about this Eternal One. I want to know for my own sake. And then after that, we'll see what urgency there is, but I might make a side trip.
As is your choice. Now, I will ask you to take your leave. I have a teleportation circle to catch back because I have tea with a duke in another country, thousands of miles away, and she like holds her stomach. Teleporting does do something awful to my stomach.
At some point, there might be like an eel merchant that don't talk to you. Like this really kind of, I don't need whatever he's going to ask for anymore because this has really kind of superseded the eel guy.
Okay, I'll keep that in consideration.
Yeah. Okay. Just one. All right. Thank you. Sorry.
Send eels like you send pigeons?
Oh, do they have eels here? I do like the double slurp.
I'd double slurp the same eel.
It's a rare occasion that I'm going to meet with someone and in a place that's safe enough for me to be. We may not see each other again for years, Ernest.
It's been years since the last time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And she kind of reaches out her hand to like hold yours.
I awkwardly am like, I gotta go to like get petted for a second.
she just puts a
She wants to touch my balls.
she just puts a hand over your hand and like just smiles at you. Just positive vibes. She's a very positive person.
Speak tag. Change the campaign.
Very quick into the campaign. like there's just fucking Benjamin like behind you, just don't even fucking think about it. Benjamin, yes, my lady, can you get everything ready for the teleportation circle? Yes, my queen. Ernest.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I hold the shield just for a second?
Can you?
This isn't probably what you're thinking it is. He looks down. The Bright Wall was lost to us. We do not know where it is. My father,
hell.
Bendrick, was the last to bear it.
Okay.
Good.
Maybe we should explain to chat why you guys are laughing.
I'm laughing at hell.
In the last campaign, my character found that shield that's lost to them in hell. So I was making a little joke for the people at the table.
It's still there.
The legendary artifact now no longer in his family. Yep. The one that they're named after.
All right, fine.
The gate
Thank
to
you, though.
hell.
Jesus,
A
that's the
gate
worst.
hell.
All right.
Way is shut.
So, back on the farm. How has everyone begun their rest and recuperation?
Grabbed a tray of grapes and went up to the bath. It's like stripped out to like, and then it's like it's a little too hot, so I put my hat back on.
You see one of the guest attendants is like,
Hi, I'm Wesley. I don't think we've met.
do you want some dirt in the water?
No, I'm here to clean. My grapes are awful.
And you see like 3 other servants are like, and like the door, like you went in and you're like getting in the bath, and they're all like in the doorway, like watching you get in the bath. How does it work? He goes over with tongue.
No, I was real.
Oh.
That's
Some
how
things never change.
Yeah. He doesn't care.
Yeah. They give you your privacy, and you sit there eating grapes in the bath, getting a very much needed cleaning. All right, Kai.
How high do you think he can jump now?
I don't know, but I really want to know.
You ask him. I don't think it'll come well from me. Yeah, I think we're still sitting like we're still like in that main hall essentially.
Yeah.
waiting for them to get done what they need to get done. You said Galloway's chilling with us?
Yeah. He's not allowed to leave now. He is going to make sure you guys don't leave. He's just kind of there, and he's like gotten his he's just like, thinking about things. You see him like scribbling stuff on his paper and like making runes and stuff and like eating off of a tray. So I'm still wondering about the specifics, if you have any more to divulge.
What are you looking to do?
Well, there was a twisted spell that nearly sapped away my entire life. You managed to leave it completely unscathed. I was wondering if you had any sort of defensive magics that you used against Cyrene. But, right, you said she wasn't there. I figured you would have...
we fought much more the Kobold's ilk. And a rock. There's a rock out there.
They are native to the loch, and I think only here in the very deepest parts of Salsai, one of the last true titans of the world, rocks, as old as dragons.
There was a dragon too, but that one's dead.
That I don't think will be missed very much. Lindywen Loch has a very troubled past with dragons. At any rate, I imagine that before too long, your friend, and at this point, after y'all been chatting stuff for an hour, Ernie, you return, and Wesley, you come back from your bath. Everyone will be back, and now there's only the need for, and as if on cue, Malcolm Arling returns along with his family. I'm feeling way too casual. Hello, Raiders, welcome in. What is up? We're in the middle of some bequeathals after a completed quest, so please enjoy. Welcome in. Thank you, Fujin, for the raid. We get a shout out for Fujin real quick. Fujin, the queen. So, at that, this is way too somber of music, for what's going on. It's a happy
for my
occasion.
conversation.
Yeah, it was perfect for yours.
Yeah.
So, as you all have returned, you see Malcolm Arling, who is still just boisterous and happy. He's just beaming his giant hulking frame, just like a young schoolboy. You could swear he's skipping down. He comes over and he grabs Ernie and it kisses the top of your head. He takes Wesley by your hand and he shakes you so hard that you fly up and down. He's the big dude. He takes Kai and he gives you a big bear hug. The only person here that's taller than him. He goes over to Cordelia and he's too big. So he pats you on the head. You tap. She's too frail.
There's a bit of resistance from there.
This is a day that we've been waiting for over a year. I don't know how you did it so quickly. I don't know the specifics, and frankly, I don't care. My boy is back. And you and your frog saved him. I promised you gold. So, a feast to celebrate tonight with you, your party, your friends, your crew. But before the feast, I believe I owe you something. Page! And you see one of his pages walk in, carrying this chest. And then he walks off stage, and he comes back carrying a second chest. And lays it down.
2 of them.
We should get someone to carry our stuff.
I'm gonna spend it before we need to carry it.
For saving my son, Easton. For battling the witch, Cyrene. He just holds up his hands. Whatever it was. For finding our boy and breaking the curse and bringing him back to me. And he looks over to Lady Blanid, who is there now. Most of you seeing her for the first time, except for Ernie and for Wesley, who she has been so thin, so haggard in the face. You can see the lines, her lack of eating for so long, her thin, long fingernails, her wrinkles in her skin, the bed sores from refusing to leave her chambers because she was so overcome with grief, now fading away, and you see only the joy, the pure bliss and happiness of a mother as she is refusing, so tightly holding Easton's hand for returning my wife to me and making us a family again. I promised you 1,000 gold pieces. I pay that now to the crew of the Windfall. See that it makes it to their ship and their captain to distribute as need be. For you, champions, Wesley, Ernie, Kai, Cordelia, whose names I will never forget, and your friend Brooks, wherever he is, Mitchell not found, I grant you the sum of 1,750 gold pieces to spend how you please as payment for finding my son. I thought you were going to say I almost forgot. So 1,750 divided by 5, I guess, if you all want to add it up. And someone make sure Mitchell gets
350.
his... Ooh,
I'll make sure.
Brooks, can I borrow you some money?
Yeah, Brooks is not here right now, so technically...
So divided by 4.
So what you're saying is...
Mitchell is like, look, he's making the perfect face already. He knows.
It's always the perfect face.
Where's my gold, bitches?
Give me my fucking money!
They robbed us. They really didn't even give us a reward. I can't believe it. Like,
Can you believe it? And also, they took your victory plate. It's gone.
Also, pay no attention to all these fancy new trinkets we acquired.
About the shopping. Oh, Lisa's not pleased. Tonight, a feast to celebrate the heroes. And Wesley,
Yes.
I would bestow upon you an honor if you would have it.
Sure, I'd be honored.
He nods. Then we will anoint you tonight. Bring your crew, bring your friends. The whole damn city's invited. My boy is back. And so, as he screams throughout the castle, "A feast!" You see the staff just be like, "Oh shit! Okay, let's go get some stuff ready." And you see them all going.
It's gonna be a long night.
Galloway closes his book and says, "I suppose I have something to prepare for after all." And that's where we're gonna go ahead and take a break. We are going to be back. In about 10 minutes after we take our break. First of all, I would like to thank Fujin. Thank you so much for the raid, Fujin. We're on kind of a cool down episode here, y'all. So we're not doing much combat. It's a sort of a shopping role play kind of episode. You can check out the VODs on YouTube and catch up on the full story. Also, to anyone interested, Exploration Point Discord. I just want to mention before we went to the break. If anyone follows our Pokemon content, we are doing a Iron Nuzlocke challenge with the community, which is a challenge where we're all going to do a Nuzlocke where we battle against each other, steal each other's Pokemon, trade, swap stories, and just have an absolute blast of a time. The official poster is in my Discord. All you have to do is respond to that, and you can join in. Winner will get a copy of Scarlet and Violet from me. So if you're interested, go ahead and join the Iron Nuzlocke.
I guarantee you'll beat me.
Yeah, probably so. All right. Until then, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, y'all, and we'll see you when we get back. All right, we'll be right back. And we're back.
Hi, Chad.
Hi, chat. It is a nice song. I love our theme song so very much. It's so nice. Like,
Thank you, California.
basically, yeah. Basically, I was just like, can I get something? And then like, there's gonna be like a cool little bass drop. And I was like, I wanted to kind of sound like Donkey Kong country music. like I was like, there's like the crystal thing, and this dude composed me a 30-minute long demo that was like had all these beats, and there was like a part that got like really funky. It was like, and like it was a really long, like 30-minute long demo. And I was like, just take the first like minute and a half and let's make that the theme song. And he recut it, and I lost the demo, so I lost about 30 minutes of music that we could possibly use, and I'm really upset. And I don't have the original files because it was on a CD, and I lost the CD because I'm a terrible human being. But I do have that one, and I very much love it. So that's our theme song. Welcome back. We are in Windfall, our actual play Pathfinder 2E campaign, where you are welcome to our table. So feel free to use the redeems, mess with the chat, ask questions. This is not super formal. It's just I think the truest reflection of what tabletop RPGs can look like, and we do a pretty good job of it. So thank you everyone that's here for the first time. Our story can be found on YouTube. It's a lot to consume, but there you can always watch it at higher speeds and skip around if you need to. Basically, let's do the recap for everyone that's new here. These are a bunch of assholes, but sometimes they do cool quests and get rewards, and these are the rewards for the assholes today.
Sometimes we turn into frogs.
Sometimes you turn into frogs. Our boy Wesley here was a human last session, and he's a frog this session, because sometimes that's what kind of thing happens.
Sometimes it's just easier being green.
So, get out. All right, everyone has a hero point if you need it. Coming
Ooh.
back from the break.
Your haggle points.
Might need that.
I don't know if this is the right music. I'm trying to find like.
It was almost a get skewered by
Oh, here we go. This is
bright
perfect.
wall point.
Yeah. Here we go. Ah, that's familiar. So, you have until the evening to receive this sort of feast and celebration in your honor. What would you like to do? You have Castle Arling. You are in the Duchy of Lindywind Loch. This beautiful, luscious green and hilly landscape with this beautiful loch. These huge spiraling lakes where dragons, giant birds called rocks, and all sorts of greenery thrive in this sort of fairy tale-esque land. You have just rescued the Duke's son from the curse of a witch, and you're going to be rewarded. But right now, your pockets are full of gold, your hearts are full of hope, and the streets are full of people who should be thankful for you. How would you like to go spend your new earned gold?
All right, before we break up and shop, we need to make a list of everybody on the Windfall that won't embarrass us, and we need to invite them to this feast. I have Cass on the list so far. I'm not sure, and Ishmet can come. Not him. I
nope.
rethought it. I heard it out loud when I said
Yep.
it. They kill dragons here, and he has a dragon, so probably not him.
I think Rosamund would do a good job. Your silence is.
Rosamund can come.
You're,
Is it an open bar?
you said you want to invite the teenager named Red Rage Rosamund to your party.
So maybe just Cass so far.
I will say this. You hear Malcolm Arling from the back, "Oh, it's definitely open bar. My son's back. We are getting blitzed."
Should we let Terry and his wife come?
Oh, I think they'd enjoy that.
They haven't got married yet.
Date night?
But soon.
And I think Lottie would keep him in line.
Okay. Cass, Terry. Terry's +1.
Chat is calling for Terry.
What's his name? IRL, I'm blanking on his name.
Oh,
Oh,
Mr. Darrow?
Yes, Darrow.
Darrow.
I was like, why do I want to call him Deckard? But that's
Darrow.
not right.
Darrow.
Frederic might enjoy
Frederic.
it.
All right. Yeah. That's the list.
Kid.
Oh, the
I
music did not play
I
on
don't
loop.
know
I was
if
like, wait,
Chris
hang
is
on.
going
Why
to
is the
want to be
music so
around
bad?
multiple
I wouldn't
people.
bring any children. He.
I just thought he might.
Chris, there's a party and you're not invited. Oh man, I'm just gonna stay on the ship.
Lord Arling might squeeze him to death.
I don't know, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of drinking and screaming people and
I'm sure everyone, like, they'll be partying throughout the whole city. We'll take a select few into the Great Hall.
Yeah.
You know how they have those big block parties? Like there's a real party inside and outside all the people are partying? If you're not allowed inside the castle walls, like they're not gonna let everyone in because it's security and stuff like that. But they're gonna be open as possible. They'll be spreading out food and joy to everyone. So like they'll be passing stuff. The whole streets are gonna be lit up. So there'll definitely be a place you can drop off people that you don't want to go to the party proper.
Hey, you
And there's
little,
a kids table.
little messenger boy.
Yeah.
Take this down to the ship in the harbor and give it to the woman with the big hat.
You got it. Ship in the harbor, and he takes off.
I'm sure it'll work out.
there's a few.
I mean, so listen, names.
Pardon me, sir. I was a little eager. I didn't get payment for this, nor did I get the name of the ship that I need to run it to.
The name of the ship is the Windfall. and
Great.
the money was behind your ear all along.
Wow! I will take that, and I will go. And he just sprints. How much did you give him?
A silver.
Okay.
Oh,
You see him heel click. To the Windfall I go!
Sure are eager, aren't they?
He's the only postman in the whole fucking city. That's my job. I'm the postman. All right. So,
Second order of business.
It's really convenient that the only postman in the city just happened to be within earshot
They-
at that exact moment.
You know, I found this out.
Probably why he
Any-
has the job.
No matter what town I'm in, if you say, "Hey, little messenger boy,"
yes, sir. The second one. Where am I going to, sir?
go catch that first one. If you can get the message to the ship faster, you get the silver piece.
I'll break his fucking leg, sir. And he sprints.
Okay, you can't. You actually can't keep saying it though, because they do keep showing up.
I see.
Just like
there's
an
there's
infinite,
6 messenger boys behind
like an
behind
infinite
a wall,
supply.
just looking, and they're just like
It's-
they scatter like roaches.
Fairness, I don't like the implications of this.
That's canon now.
I was about to say you're willing this into canon. Think about what you've done.
They're eldritch manifestations.
They're all tentacles of an oobleck.
Yeah.
The message cantrip's getting weird, y'all.
Right.
All right, so now we can go shopping.
Yes, this money is burning a hole in my pocket. We haven't done some shopping in a while.
As you speak of burning, you hear clapping and exhilarated people, and you see fire spinning around. And at first you think it screams. You're like, oh fuck, just dragon. It's gonna be a dragon. And you come around and you hear woo, and you see people throwing coins and flowers and other things, and you hear people like cheering, and you say, that's right, step on up. Everyone make your way to see Gareth Sweetwater work miracles. Come on now, don't be afraid. And you see this man. He appears to be... a wizard wouldn't be the right word. Magician is probably well put. You can see one of his ears is completely mangled and burned. And you can see, even though he's covered up, you can see that there are bandages underneath his very fine, or maybe at one point, fine coat and leggings, and once polished boots. He has a magnificent gray mustache and a very fine set of like really nice gray silver fox like wavy hair, and you can see he's wearing gloves, but even then you can see the sort of like singes under his skin and like in his neck where clear burn marks are had. Gather one, gather all, be not afraid. Gareth Sweetwater is not to be fled from, but embraced. I will perform miracles. I will perform. And he throws out, you see, a deck of cards, and as each one is like flying out towards the crowd, they go to catch them. They turn into little birds, catch on fire, and the birds flap their wings and then dissipate into nothing. I'm here to thrill, to entertain, and to celebrate the return of your Marquis! And the people like go crazy once again, and you see him just kind of like snap his fingers, and these pyrotechnics kind of pop up. And you see a bunch of like money being thrown his way, and coins, flowers, things like that. For this next one, I'm going to need a volunteer from the audience.
It's like while he was like performing stuff, I'm like, wow, I'm sure glad we don't have anyone like him on board. Fire's a very dangerous pastime.
You see, he takes the volunteer from the audience.
When he asks for a volunteer,
yeah.
I push Wesley forward.
Okay. You there with the very green complexion.
Hi, I'm Wesley.
Hello, I'm Gareth Sweetwater. Why don't you join me up in here this stage?
Just jump on stage.
Well, it seems that you may have some proclivities that exceed my own in some ways. Now, folks, this right here, I assure you no harm will come, but I have it on great authority
I
that
got my talisman real quick.
this individual is one of the ones responsible for the return of Easton Arling. Let's give him a round! Woo! Yeah!
At least we him.
All right. Are you ready to be cleansed by the fire? Are you ready to disappear? Perhaps to never return. As I banish you to the realm of spirits and attempt to pull you back. Do we dare tempt fate, crowd? Do we test the powers that be? And do you believe that Gareth Sweetwater can do it? Yeah! And like the crowd is like not sure at first, and they're going for it. All right,
I am watching him like a hawk
Wesley.
now.
Step behind the curtain. All right, kid. The floor's going to drop. Just try not to make too much of a sound.
Magicians before.
Excellent. You know how this goes then. And I say the arcane words. Zippity zap. I hope we can bring it back. he snaps his fingers and the curtain catches on fire. The floor underneath you drops, Wesley. What do you do?
My new instincts sort of kick in, like my toes and fingers spread out, and like in case, because I don't know how far the drop is, just like it like helps me land safely.
You land very safely. I need you to roll stealth, please. You're gonna try and hide so his illusion is not ruined.
I'll use a hero point. I don't know what else I would use it for. 26.
26. You see him stamp, and then the trapdoor closes, and he goes, and the crowd's like, oh!
You killed him, you bastard!
No! I have not killed him, fear not. Gareth Sweetwater would never do such a thing. Instead, I am sending him to the realm of spirits so that he may commune with them and gain an ounce of the power that I have been vested in myself. So now, behold, as I bring him back, not here, but among the lot of you. As you turn, roll athletics to get behind the crowd.
Oh, athletics?
Yeah.
I really want to do this.
Come on.
You get a hero point.
Yeah, why not? It's fun. Same number. 8 plus 18 is a 26.
Behold! Zippity zap! He is now back! And he snaps his fingers and a thunderbolt strikes behind the crowd. Smoke goes up, and then you see, in the smoke, Wesley standing. The crowd goes absolutely nuts. Woo! Woo! And they just start throwing stuff.
Kai, was that you?
How do you make a thunderbolt?
Magician's secret.
Arcana check.
Roll Arcana.
Recognize spell.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Yes.
Okay. You saw that tucked inside of his bandages, whenever he did his prestidigitation with his hands, he actually pulled out a scroll and cast a scroll.
Okay. Cool.
Very nice natural 20 there. Yes. He is using scrolls. So he has the arcane talent to use scrolls. You know that much at least. And that, I'm afraid, is all that I have for today. Please remember to give a tip to Gareth Sweetwater and to be kind to one another as you celebrate tonight. Again, for our assistant Wesley, yes indeed. And now, I'm afraid I've grown quite weary. I will retire, and I hope that all of you have a pleasurable day. And he sits down, and he walks over to Wesley. Kid, that was not half bad. I'm inclined to give you this, and he hands you 5 gold pieces from today's earnings. I've never had an assistant quite so good. You must be classically trained. Are you in the circus?
I was.
I could tell. Takes one to know one, and I'm very glad to know one. Gareth Sweetwater, magician extraordinaire.
Wesley.
Yeah, I've heard about you. You're responsible for all the hullabaloo here in town.
Yeah, we saved the Duke's son.
Yeah, I heard tale of that. I'll tell you what, I have recently found myself employed on a ship named the Windfall. It seems like it's going to be quite the profitable venture. You and I could perhaps...
Oh, that's our ship.
This is fantastic news. And where is your crew? I was making my way down to meet the captain this evening.
Most of the crew is probably milling about the town, or...
I walk over.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, Gareth Sweetwater. I would tip my hat to you, but it seems that hair has disappeared from my head. And he looks around. Perhaps one of the messenger boys made off with it. Here's your hat, sir! Thank you, here's a tip. And he flips a penny to the boy and he puts
really
the hat on.
to return items.
He has this like really handsome half beard that's just the right length with this magnificent gray mustache. And he's got these very easy, friendly eyes. His accent reeks of Southern Arla, like even maybe deeper south than Ernie's from. And you can see, again, his traveling coat was once very nice, but now it's fallen a little bit out of style. And though they're very well hidden, you can see bandages underneath his coat and vest combo. He must be kind of sweltering in the heat here. and you can see the mangled ear and scarred skin from burn marks.
I'm Ernie Mernstock.
A Merriment stock. I knew a
Yeah.
couple of Merriment stocks. They cook the finest They cook the finest swamp stew that I ever did have around Stormport's area. Folks of yours?
Could be my parents.
Fine folk indeed. It'll be a pleasure traveling with you. I do want to stop and say thank you to Lise Faith. Lise, thank you for the redeem of joining the crew. This is a audience created character, fully created. The name, the backstory, the class, everything about this character is from Lise. So thank you so much for being the very first person to join the crew. I'm very much enjoying playing Gareth right now. So thank you so much. And you are a tall man. Have you ever done any circus work?
I've worked nearby a circus.
Oh, very well. Gareth Sweetwater, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr.
Kai, you can call me Kai.
Mr. Kai, a pleasure. Yeah, Mademoiselle. And he takes off his hat and he bows down and he reaches out for your hand. And he kisses it. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Gareth Sweetwater.
Cordelia.
Cordelia. And it is a surname, Miss Cordelia. So that might give you the respect you need.
Nope. Just
Very
Cordelia.
Madam Cordelia. If this is to be my traveling compatriots, then I am in fine company indeed. I must say, fine company indeed.
So, Cass hired you?
Okay, oh, well, I was hired by the captain. But, not the captain, I have not met her yet. There was a man in town, Mr. Darrow.
Oh.
And he has called me aboard. I believe he is one of your officers.
Yeah. No, if Mr. Darrow hires you, then you're probably qualified. I thought you were about to say somebody else.
I have not spent time among a ship, so to speak.
Yeah, the fire's gonna have to stop.
Oh, my pyrotechnics are completely under control. Behold, and he goes behind your ear. He pulls out a fire. The flame was behind your ear the entire time.
I thought about having a blood pouch.
I assure you, I am in full control of my pyrotechnics, and no harm will befall any member of the crew. After all, it's mostly just theatrics. I'm more of a conjurer than a true magician, if you catch my meaning.
I think we were more concerned about the gunpowder.
Gunpowder? Well, I use flash powder myself, but no, I will keep a respectable distance. A stageman I am, but a fool I am not, I assure you. I will give a respectable distance with all my spells and invocations.
So, what role did Mr. Darrow hire you for?
I am to be a, what do they call it now? A deckhand.
Oh. Kind of a entry-level position then.
Well, I am an entry-level, amateur. I must earn my place aboard the ship. I was not expecting to be an officer, and apparently there's no need for a court magician on board a ship, so here I am.
Well, we often are in need of distractions for the crew.
I do great distractions, and I mop a mean deck, so it ought to be fine.
You know, I'm finding myself won over by you there.
My mama always said, if you're going to do something, be good at it, and so I think she was just tricking me into mopping the floors real good, but it might be useful nowadays.
I'm sure you'll have a grand time on board.
I'm very much looking forward to it. Will you be engaging in the festivities tonight? I assume so, as they are in your honor.
Yeah, we were going to do some shopping around town, and then I just sent word to the Windfall, and a lot of the officers are going to be heading here for the feast. If you want to meet them at the feast, it might be easier than going to the docks and back.
That sounds wonderful. That sounds absolutely wonderful. I will engage in them in my most comfortable environment. I will need to go find a proper dinner attire. My stage clothing is not appropriate for a feast of this occasion. I was thinking of hitting up some of these fine tailor shops along King's Road there.
Probably not a terrible idea. Didn't really think
Yeah, I
about
am
that.
awfully froggy.
But there's a fine haberdashery around the corner from here. I'm more than happy
A lot
to...
of frogs were on me yesterday, Wesley. I'm sorry. No judgment. It's just that I'm sticky.
Had mine wondered while I was in the bath.
Yeah, Wesley looks great in comparison.
we all go then?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea there.
Well, would you mind if I join you on this outing?
Not at all.
Like I said, there was a haberdashery I am most excited to go see around here. This way.
It's where you buy hamsters.
Don't tell him that. All right. So Gareth Sweetwater is in tow, but he often gets distracted. You can see him constantly. He's trying on shoes, and he speaks of the finer things. Taylor, do you have these in more of an Assoan style? Not north Assoan, but south Assoan, mind you. No, I don't like the pointed heel. And he spends about an hour trying to pick out the right shoe. And when he finally gets it on, yes, I think that's about it. I will come back with a decision later. He doesn't quite buy anything. He doesn't purchase anything quite yet. He's just he's very hardcore window shopping right now.
I guess while we're there, just whatever you have that is not super nice. I'm often on a ship, just something nicer.
And you can see the seamstress is like, I think I know exactly what you need, dear. And she takes out some dresses that are definitely like dressier than what you're used to, but not so much it's gonna be like the Anastasia up the staircase turning. Yeah. It's more of a that's a cute dress, like very, very simple, but yet with a element of this is nice. Like there's one in a deep, almost purple navy that's like dark, and she's like, I think this will work with your complexion, dearest.
I think so. Yeah. Thank you.
What are the rest of you? What are we grabbing for this evening?
So, I'm like walking around, and like as I'm like peeking, like she's like constantly like pulling at his nose, just like, yeah, these are chafing a lot more than usual. Do you wouldn't happen to have any like augmentations or?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just a seamstress. If I had access to the castle, I could recommend you someone. A friend of mine actually works there. Halebring, she is a master. And she can do things with armor that the way she moves steel is the way that I move cloth. I'm frankly quite jealous of her, but I don't have access to the castle, except on delivery, so if you were able to talk to the castle smith, she'd be able to work out something like that for you.
Alright, well, I think I'll go seek her out if anyone needs
I'm gonna try to get some nice clothes here before I head back up, but you have anything?
Ernest! And you hear from outside the shop, and like rapping on the window, which the door is open, but rapping on the glass window, you can see Gareth. Ernest, as a fine Southern fellow like myself, I have to tell you, I found a barber shop around the corner that does hot shaves. Would you like to join me in getting these mutton chops trimmed up?
Actually, and then my bitch go.
You will have to teach me that one. That is one favor. Well, I'm going to get this trimmed up, but I will see you back in half an hour or so. He doesn't have a watch. I don't know why I did that. And so he excuses himself. And the seamstress is like looking. You were saying before?
Yeah, he's a lot, but he's honestly not bad once you get to know him. I need some like nice clothing. We're going to the feast tonight.
Okay. We do carry gnomish sizes. We have all kinds here in
Something
Castletown.
in an Arlen style, maybe.
An Arlen style? Why?
Okay, you're the expert.
I'm totally not from Arla.
She says,
We can do restaurant style. What would make
what
me
is an
look
Arlen
good?
style but a restaurant style 100 years later and behind on the times?
Yeah, why don't you just make me look nice?
I can make that happen. There's like a discount bin out in front that says Arlen clothes. Like, so for you, she does the house Lindy of House Arling colors, so sage green and amber with amber buttons and like orangish trim with a little half cape like the kind that Wesley's got. Think of like a cream colored shirt with big cuffs, like 70s style cuffs, big collar, and then it's got like this beautiful, like not cheesy at all, but actually gorgeous amber ascot that's tucked in with a pin on it with a amber gemstone. And then Hobbit style, like Lord of the Rings, you know how the
waistcoat?
green waistcoat, and then like some really very like classy trousers to go with it, and then the half coat has the amber on the inside.
Yeah, I think this would look pretty nice.
10 gold for the set.
Okay.
It's not an everyday wear.
Yep, nope. Yep, I could... 1, 2... I count out the 10 gold.
8 gold for your dress, dear.
Okay. And actually, out of the discount bin, I'm trying to find anything that looks like it could fit Chris.
Aw, you do find some child's clothing.
Okay.
And some adult gnome clothing.
I'll take a couple.
She looks at Kai. Will you be getting anything today, sir?
I'm looking at like all the everybody else in their new finery, and I'm just like thinking about the fact that we're attending like a royal party. I'm just like, yeah, I guess so.
I'm going to need a custom fit. Let's get your measurements. She gets a stool and she stands up with a measuring tape, and you're still 2 feet taller than her. I need the big stool, and she. So her sister comes out with the big stool, and she gets up on the big stool. It's like, okay, over 8 feet. That's wow. Okay, and
You
you're
just lay down.
yeah. That might help actually.
8 feet, damn.
Lays down.
I mean, from down here, anything over 6 looks the same. I
He
didn't
laying
realize.
down, he's still taller than you.
She's like, okay, we're gonna make some extensions on our extra large coats. You know, this isn't actually a problem. We make custom orders for Lord Malcolm, so I mean, we just add about a foot to the height, and you're honestly not as round as he is. So I mean, there's some wiggle room. It's gonna take a couple hours. What were you thinking, style-wise?
Can you just make me kind of fit in with the nobility around here?
Oh, yes. Are you thinking sage green and amber, the house colors? Do you want something more modern?
Sage green might not. I mean,
Right. I'll get something that works with that complexion. You know what? I think I have just the thing. And she goes straight to work. It's going to be about 2 hours. And it's going to cost you 15 gold pieces.
sure, yeah, extra material. Okay.
I know the struggles in real life. It costs more. And you, Wesley, you're all good?
I was gonna make my way towards the smith they recommended, but like on the way, like I'll pop in like some other shops or like window shop for like the things I was talking about earlier. So like
You got them.
yeah.
You can
Would-
tell. You can tell the audience if you want. If not, you can keep them secret.
Would that
Yeah.
be the same person that does runes and stuff
Yeah, that's
for
where I'm
armor?
looking for.
Yeah.
is Ren.
Then I'll head out with you.
It's like along the way, like you know, it's like where when you catch up, he's got like a potion, but it's like odd because it's 2 chambered, as if it has like 2 different doses in it, and then also he's wearing these bracers that, according to it, gleam like the summer sun.
Beautiful.
Ooh, there's a bride.
Yeah, they're pretty.
So, are you also going to the Castle Smith and Ernie?
I'll be going to the castle eventually. Yeah, I'm gonna stop and grab like some. I'm looking for just low on map making supplies and whatnot. So he's gonna go find some inks, some papers.
The Cartographer's Guild, yeah.
Yep.
Easy stuff. A gold, and you can get like months supplies. Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, whatever you need.
Ernie is looking for somebody that can sell magic wands and scrolls.
Galloway.
You'll be coming with me.
I headed up to the castle looking much better.
Restaurant is a little bit more reserved than like in Arla. You might find like wizards like out hiring their service and stuff. Restaurant keeps to like the kind of older, like more classical fantasy kind of way. So like they have their court wizard and their like hedge wizards and stuff like that. And you'll find traveling wizards, but like you need like kind of permission to go get magic. Like you're not illegal from studying magic or being a wizard. You need to go to an official academy. It's harder to find magic shops. You know what I mean? But it's not like outlawed or illegal or anything. It's just a little bit harder to find. So you two are going to Galloway. You two are going to the Smith. Okay, sounds great. So you see the Castle Smith, and she is currently looking pissed. She's outside. She is got this extremely tawny, almost red skin. It's a female elf that has like massive biceps and bald head, one ear torn at this bit, and the other one very pointy. And you can see the tattoos that indicate she is a Tarvish-born elf, which tells you two things. One, that she is a Tarvish elf, and two, that she had to work extremely hard to get where she is because she had to move from Tarva to here and work her way up into the castle. And you see her currently, just like in the morning, just messing with it. I'm sorry, I don't have time for orders right now. I'm making things for you. Hello. I'm Hailbring. I'm the Castle Smith. And she like takes off her gloves. If you're here for your bequeathals, I'm afraid that they're not ready yet. You'll have to wait until the celebration.
Oh, no, we were pointing a direction for augmentation. You see, my armor's a little dry, and I was wondering if there was something we could make it slicker.
I think
I'm like actually requesting
a slick rune.
Yeah.
I can etch a rune like that. It would take me about an hour. Let me see what you've got. And she like tells you to fork over the armor. All right, I can add that to the list, and I'll have it ready for whenever it's ready. What about you?
I was just looking to find something that was maybe a little bit more resilient in nature.
Got you. So you're looking for the resilient rune?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all can purchase those, and she will give you those runestones. In fact, she's like, well, I can scribe them for you, or if you could scribe them yourself, I've got the runestones ready in the shop, so...
Just make Ernie do it.
That requires magical crafting, right?
Yeah.
Ernie can do
I could-
stones.
I can't.
It's
I
not
could
it's
do
not
it.
hard to do. It's
I
like
could do
it's a
it too.
pretty basic check.
Yeah.
They make it so you don't fail, so you don't lose your investment, because you can swap
Yeah.
runes, which I really like. So she comes out with these two like ancient stones with like glowing runes on them. One slick rune and one resilient rune for you.
And would that still be the same prices in the?
So resilient rune is going to be
Because it was, I think it was
340.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big one.
and then slick rune is going to be, you want greater? Or just a regular slick rune?
It's just regular arcane.
Okay, so 45 gold.
Actually, can I afford the greater?
The greater is 450 gold pieces.
I cannot afford the greater.
It's 45.
Yep.
How much more was
I
it?
need like 200. It's 450.
I only have 190 left.
It's not worth it. Are you in the? I know you sold these things to us, but do you happen to purchase items too?
I take things that I can use.
I like pull the +1 glaive off my back.
Damn, that is a fine halberd.
Yes, and
That's
unfortunately,
that's
none of us are-
hobgoblin make. She looks at it.
Well, I did get it from. I don't know if it was a hobgoblin. It was a really big kobold.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense then. Yeah. Okay, this is not bad. What do you want for it?
20 gold. That's the half price.
20 gold seems fair. I'll take it. I mean, the rune alone, she like looks at it, and you see her like run her hand over the rune in it and begins to glow. Yeah, 20 gold seems fair. Here you go. And she hands you a pouch.
Oh, would you be? And I'll pull out the staff of animal or animal staff or whatever it was.
That looks like more of Holloway's purview. You can talk to him about that.
Right.
She's more about that.
Yeah, I was just hoping, maybe I should have given this to Kai. I think they were going to go talk to him.
All right. The rest of us are going to Holloway?
Yes.
Excellent. So Holloway is in his study. He's currently just like going over some pages and stuff, and he hears the footsteps coming up the spiral. The door's open. You may come in. Oh. Master Kai, are you back to study some more spells before tonight?
Galloway, I am a wizard with no staff, as it were.
Is that a metaphor, or are you actually looking for a staff?
No, I'm actually looking for a staff. This is not no.
And I'm looking for some wands, which are like staffs but smaller.
I think he's also talking about actual wands based on what he was saying.
I'm a small guy.
Well, we have a bit of time, don't we? This way. And he points, and as he says this way, you watch the door, like the hole in the door, just slide like 90 degrees to the other side, and now there's no staircase over there. Like the entire hole in the staircase just moved like 90 degrees. The wizard before me put it in. I wish I could say that was one of mine.
That's really cool.
It's a neat trick.
He starts walking down. So, these are from my personal collection. It's not like I'm running a shop, but seeing that I do owe you for taking care of the witch's apprentice, I can only help but hope that I can serve you in some way. It's what House Arling would like to do, and House Arling has been very good to me. I have a few here. Staff of Necromancy, and he tosses it over to you. So this staff is like, you see it twisted and grim. It's got hideous skulls running up to it, and this bones like all tied to it, like these shackles. Exactly what you think a staff of Necromancy would look like. I have, of course, a few others. This one was gifted to me when I gained this station. He throws you a new one. This one just has one giant ceramic eye on top of a wooden staff with these gold curls around it, like this almost like divine eyeball looking at you. And that's a staff of Providence. So it gives you bonuses to survival checks, sense direction and subsist, religion, and recall knowledge. Just like all about your wisdom skills. And the spells are guidance, light, bless, create water, augury, create food, see invisibility, and status. Not what you're looking for?
I don't think so. I was looking for something a little blastier.
They always want the boomsticks.
I haven't had much use for this one. And he pulls up this charred stick, and it just smells of soot. You can see ash falling off it and hot embers glowing inside of it. And it just catches on flame. And
Pull
it
my
swirls
cloak
around.
back that I just paid him for.
And he taps it and it stops and he throws you. A classic Staff of Fire. So when you interact it creates flame, so you get free infinite flame. And then you have Produce Flame, Burning Hands,
Burning hands, I think, yeah.
Flaming Sphere, Fireball,
Hello there.
and 2 castings of Flaming Spear. 2nd and 3rd level. It's the 8th level staff.
Hot damn.
That's about as blasty as it gets. I do have one more staff, but I'm not sure if it's what you're looking for.
Out of curiosity, what's the last one?
Well, he takes out this wooden staff, and it literally has this glass orb, and there is a brain in the center of it, and it has like these spiraling glass, like alchemical things feeding into the chamber of the staff. It's very clean, solid wood. I use this probably most often. I'd be willing to part with it. I can create another one. A mentalist staff, good for identifying magical items. Spell list is Daze, Mind Link, Phantom Pain, Hypercognition, and Paranoia. I'm afraid that's all I've got. The wands are a different story.
Yes, they're smaller.
Are you also looking for something blasty, sir?
No, I'm looking for more of a discreet, something like a wand of invisibility or a wand of blur.
Don't have a wand of invisibility.
Well, they would be hard to find. Have you tried just reaching it towards the bottom?
He like closes the wand drawer. I do owe you a favor. And he opens up. It's gonna cost you more now. There is one very nice wand. I use this one daily. This is called a Wand of Continuation. It's just a yellow ember spiraling over this spell, over this wand. Whenever you cast a spell, you can overcharge it, and it's going to increase the duration of the spell. So if you have something that lasts 10 minutes, it can make it last longer.
Perhaps I should be more open with you. I am not a practitioner of any sort of magical ability. I just kind of hit the wands until spells come out. So I don't really need one that makes me better at doing stuff.
You tell me you have no magical skill, yet you want a wand from me?
Correct.
He hands you a wand. I'm afraid I can't just hand over a wand. Show me. He hands you a wand.
This one?
Yes, that one. Do something. Alright, trick magic item.
I have no idea what level spell is coming out of this thing.
It's gonna be a
I'll see if you succeed first.
it's a 3rd level spell.
3rd level spell? Okay.
Mhm.
That is a...
What did you say, 13?
What's a... Yeah, hold on. What level is a level 3 wand?
It's a level 8 item.
That's not on my notes. Okay, so that would be DC 23. Nope, that is exactly 23.
So you watch as the wand he's pointing peels back, the wood actually spirals and turns into wisps of ghostly tendrils, and like a hand it stretches out, and there's bone underneath, and the bone shoots out this wisp of blue, and these ghosts begin to fly around Ernie, and you gain the effects of false life. What was that? He takes it. He takes it back, and it goes back to like this plain wand. Your ability to trick a magical item is impressive, to say the least.
Yeah.
Concerning, to say the most.
I don't know if it's because like I'm a gnome, because you know weird stuff just kind of happens when we're around. I also just I kind of tinker with things a lot, and so I do just a hair of magical crafting as well. And so I guess I just kind of got used to how magic and items work together.
It is strange to see it work.
Look,
so...
I've got this, and I just show him a bag of like a horrifyingly unusable bag of like scrap scroll pieces.
Trash?
No, these are scrolls.
Confetti? I'm going to weep. What do you want from me?
I pull a handful of them out and I
frightened.
start reading it, and like
Hey, 23.
I can now run super fast again, like I did.
Years of academy training wasted. Your being insults my courtly graces, and your skill insults my study. What do you want from me, so I may go weep and regret a life wasted?
Like I said, I was looking for a wand of blur or invisibility.
I do not have either of those things.
Okay.
I
Do you have
can
any
craft one for you.
Do you have any scrolls?
Plenty of scrolls. I can craft any scroll from my spell book.
Featherfall?
I could easily have that for you.
Floating disc?
Sure.
Illusory disguise?
Yes.
Invisible item?
Yes.
Jump?
Yes.
Alright.
I can do that one.
he like goes over to like a bundle of scrolls, and he like pulls them off the wall and blows some dust off of them. Common usage, and he tosses the scrolls to you, and you.
I started to put them in the bag with all the shredded pieces, and I put them in a different
He
pocket.
sweats.
The bag is actually just a shredder. He just
Yeah. No one else can use these bitches. No one else can use them but me.
Oh, Lord.
He just dumps it all.
I want you to get a feat that lets you use
It's
all
like the
the
worst
scraps at
fortune
once.
cookie scraps.
Like
Surprise,
you like
motherfucker!
roll on the wild
Oh,
magic
yeah.
table 18
Yeah.
times.
Cool. If, like,
Oh.
you could like have bits of different spells.
It's a
and, like,
it's like a flavor
I
rod of wonder. You just shake the bag and bad things happen.
Damn it! I was about to say he has the Rod of Wonder. Like you could just get that. Never mind.
Oh my gosh.
Never mind.
Alright, well, I'll just keep looking for the wands then.
Oh well, I could craft one for you.
That would be great.
It'll take a while. How long are you going to be in town?
Probably not too much longer.
Well, if you're going to somewhere in Restaurant, I could notify their wizard to have it crafted and ready for you.
Well, we're going to have like a team meeting to decide where to go next. I'm not sure it's going to be in Restaurant.
Let me know if I can be more of assistance.
I appreciate you. If you're digging around in any of your drawers and you find something about yay big that you can't see, just let me know. I read in a book once that wands take on the characteristics of the spell that's inside them.
He points, and then the whole room begins to shake. Oh, we have to go. Look at that. Mr. Kai, did you...
I run really quickly.
The Staff of Flames is pretty good. I would take this.
Very well. For you, my good friend, because of our previous, correspondence and the fact that you let me study your magic as well, 435 gold pieces.
Can do that.
That's a greater staff of fire.
Sweet.
Oh no, Kai has fireball.
Guys, fireball.
Fireball.
It's like, that bullet looks strangely.
I figured you might get a kick out of this. So I was looking for a staff for a particular reason. I have been working on something.
He's gonna hate.
And he puts it. So he takes the gun and puts it on the table next to the staff, and draws a simple circle around it. It's like, okay, watch this. And his hands start to glow as he reaches down and grabs the staff and the gun and just goes. And there's just a staff there now.
It's a secret chest enchantment.
And it's a gun now.
I believe that will be very useful for you.
I think so. Given that I can shoot the spells in the staff now.
Master Kai, it would be my great honor if you would come and study with me again at the Windfall ever bears port here again.
I do intend to learn more throughout my travels. I'd be happy to come and share with you anything I learn along the way.
I will redouble my studies as well. It seems that I have rested on my laurels for too long.
Honestly, and he shakes it back to the staff, I'm just happy people won't know I have a gun anymore.
Be careful. In some places in the world, a staff is seen as more dangerous than a gun.
I know, I was really hoping for something plainer, but I guess it's on fire, and that's cool.
I've tried. The enchantment just refuses to be contained.
People will know.
Well, Master Kai, I hope you have a great time at the feast tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks again for everything you've taught me.
And do enjoy your gift from the Duke. I had a hand in crafting it myself.
Oh god, bequeathals.
Bequeathals.
Wait, man.
All right. Any other shopping things? He did not have that specific staff. I will say this is probably a little meta. You're going to the City of Spells, so
We're gonna
if you want to save your money, the answer
I've got
to every magic item you have in question, the answer is yes.
Yep, I'm saving. enough
And
to
they
get
don't
both of those.
regulate there. They do not regulate there.
Oh, you want the shady stuff? I've got even more of that.
It's the Old West, but with wizards.
Because we have to rob someone on the way over there, it's important.
We gotta be pirates at least once.
We are.
All right.
Anything?
All right, anything else before the bequeathals?
I'm just gonna pick up, kind of restock, sort of kitchen supplies, like sugars, flours, that kind of thing.
Okay, I'll say that
And-
that comes from the Windfall's fund, so you don't have to deduct anything.
Oh, I specifically wanted to get like certain specific kind of sweets for baking and that kind
Okay,
of thing.
for sure. Add them to your inventory.
Okay.
Anything else?
435.
I got all my.
Yeah, did my shopping.
435.
435.
And I do want to find like a really
Oh, that's such an inconvenient number.
nice flask. I'm not looking for like the fanciest one, but I'm looking for like a sturdy one.
A 2 gold flask. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can describe it however you'd like, for sure.
Okay.
Kadria, while you're out shopping, you bought the flask. What does the flask look like?
That's a cool flask.
It's probably like a hammered metal, so it's kind of got that texture. And then it's got like a really dark leather strap across it that has like a little hook so that you can snap it onto like your belt, that kind of thing. Utilitarian but nicer. And Yeah. Yeah, that works.
Okay.
It's not like crazy fancy, but it's just a little thing.
It's lovely. And as you're admiring it and you're going down, there's like a shadowed sort of alley along the shops. You're kind of away from the main street, maybe like 3 streets down, nowhere shady. There's like a dark sort of corner, and you just hear, "Hello, little bird," from the alleyway. Imerus is not in tattoo or in animal form on your body anywhere.
It sounded like him, though?
No. He has a much raspier, deeper voice.
I'll turn to look.
There is, in the alleyway, a tall, handsome man, strong-jawed, like fantasy John Hamm, essentially. He's got a sort of, I guess, like, in my world, I've described people in, like, sort of, like, modern sort of suits before. It's a very nice doublet, tied over, very clean, very well manicured. He's got a pair of boots on, and out the back is a pair of massive vulture wings. And he has cufflinks and a tie and a sort of like boutonniere that kind of like match up to the hooded vulture's coloration. And he has Imerus is by him, and he's scratching underneath its chin. I was wondering how long you were going to ignore me. Can you see me?
Yes.
Good. It makes things a lot easier. He turns. Are you coming here, or do you want me to come out there?
Who are...
Right. This is always a little awkward. I'm Imerus. We know each other.
And I'm kind of looking at him and then looking at Imerus and...
Oh. Not in that way. Yes, he's a part of me, but I don't think we have as intimate a relationship as you and him. Me. He's my familiar as much as he is yours. I'm your familiar as much as you are mine. I'd like to get more familiar. I don't see our relationship as kindred as that, though. That piece of me that you took, it's more useful, I think, that it develops in its own way. I see ours as more of a business transaction.
Are you the one I pulled from the darkness?
No.
Okay.
I'm a messenger boy. I'm here to make sure that what you pulled from the darkness doesn't consume you and the entire planet that you live on. I'm what's stopping you from taking this entire damn place down.
Oh.
You reached deep, little bird. You delved into something far beyond your scope. It's lovely in a way to think that someone born on this godforsaken rock, and he said it with such disgust, could harness such power. And you're lucky. You're lucky that you did. And you're lucky you reached him and not someone else. Someone else might not have been so kind, being robbed like that.
It wasn't my intention. I'm still not certain.
The path to hell is paved with good intentions. Again, do you want me to come out there? Would you be more comfortable? Or do you want to come in here? I can't keep shouting like this.
Sure. And I'll step over.
And you see Imerus. Little Imerus. It is okay, little bird. You can see me. I don't know why he sounds like that. So, if this is going to continue, which, based on your recent inclinations, it seems like it's going to. Bravo, by the way. I think we need some sort of formal deal. I think we need to negotiate the terms of this contract before things get a little more muddled.
Okay.
You look frightened.
Confused. Frightened, yes.
I'm not here to frighten you. I'm not here to threaten you. You've already got your side of the deal. I'm just here to make sure you uphold our part. To make sure that my patron, your patron, gets what he needs from you.
Okay. And what might that be?
Servitude. Recently, my patron has undergone a crisis of sorts. He does not like to meddle in the affairs of your ilk, but you kind of pulled it up. We're in the middle of a crisis anyway. So, you were born in Star Hill. They serve the law. I think the law has lost its way. It is my patron's idea that justice is not served. It's not being served currently. He has one singular goal: to ascend to the throne of justice and become the new god of law. Set things right. Order. True order. Not what has become of kind of motions all around vaguely.
To stop the things that they're doing.
Oh, absolutely. We could dismantle the whole damn organization all the way to the top. And I don't mean their priests and their paladins and their inquisitors. I mean the basis for their entire religion. I mean, we want to go into the plane of law and break it down and forge a new law. One that won't be misconstrued and used to oppress. My patron has been called many things, but unfair has never, in the tongues of the gods, angels, devils, and men, been called unfair. We need a new regime. This isn't a hostile takeover, it is emergency surgery. It's a medical procedure on the cancer that has been infecting Asteria from the birth. I think that sounds appealing, right?
I've definitely seen some horrible things. And you're saying we could stop it?
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like life under my patron will be perfect harmony, sunshine, and rainbows. That is not what I promise. I promise that whenever he is justice, that the law will apply to everyone equally. Punishment for one will equal punishment for another. Liberation for one, liberation for another. True equity. That is what he promises. There will be pain. There will be suffering. But the punishment, it will be just.
And what would he have me do?
Nothing that you don't already. There are certain edicts that we uphold. Number one, the law. Uphold the law. The laws of the world are often misconstrued. I mean the true law, the laws of justice. Do not betray your own code. He likes that in you. Uphold absolute law. Give no leeway to one where you have doled out justice to another. 2. Pursue perfection in your surroundings. Neatness, order, organization. Let no chaos thrive near you. 3. Speak with refinement. And you do so beautifully, I might say, already. Do not waste words. There are things that are anathema to my patron. Never act above your station. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Never neglect your defenses. Do not let down your guard, no matter how much you might trust someone. Know that you are always a target. And 3, should you find love, never betray it. Be true. Be true to your lover, and never cause them harm or move behind them. Does that seem fair?
It honestly sounds like what I already do.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not here to scare you. I think it's the wings. Every time I talk to a mortal, they're a little put off.
No. Perhaps I'm just on edge. Learning a lot of new things.
It's funny what he decides to teach you. I've spoken to him recently. He's often by himself, but it's interesting how much he's letting you in. It's funny. I don't think he could stop you if he wanted. Would you like to know his name?
Yes.
I dare not speak it too loudly. For what prying ears could be here, even in this place? If they knew of his machinations, everything. So I will whisper it to you, and you will know who it is you serve. And he leans in and he whispers a single name into Cordelia's ear.
Oh, actual whisper.
Actual whisper.
secrets!
I am not sharing this with everybody.
Do I need to cover my mic?
Here, I'll mute your mic.
Okay.
Mute her mic, please.
I'm worried. Yeah, I was like, oh, shopping was everybody. She's something about
Hang on, we got a goddamn legend in chat. Lox is in here. What is up?
Oh.
I did not mean to frighten you.
You're frightening us.
I did mean to frighten you. He just looks. I'm always here. I'd like to think of myself as a friend, but I'm not going to speak above my station and pretend like I've earned that from you yet. We devils were often met with quite a negative disposition when we appear. But I assure you, everything I have said, I do so earnestly. If you need me, I'll be here as I always have been since you reached out to the darkness. But I'll be out of sight until you're ready to talk again.
All right.
Good luck, little bird. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
And as you look down and smile and say thank you, he's gone, and it's just Emerus.
Yeah. And then you hear, because we were shopping together, you hear, faintly at first, Wesley calling your name. As it's, coming from underwater until it clears up. And he rounds the corner and he's like, Cordelia, you disappeared.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Okay. We don't really know these cities. It'd be a terrible place to get lost.
Yes, it would.
Especially somewhere as dark as this.
I don't know. It's not that bad.
Alright then.
Alright. Night has fallen. Let's go back to, let's be happy again. So, night has fallen, and the city is alight with celebration with fireworks going off. There is music being played, food being shared, and all of the alcohol being poured out to the people and shared around everywhere because of your descriptions and because of people seeing you. People are hailed. They see Kai and they're like, "Oh,
He's you."
like, well, not that, but like, you is it true you slew a blue dragon?" Like they have the details, but like they've been misconstrued through word of mouth.
What's up here?
It's like, "I already slew a dragon with a single shot. Like, how mighty is he?" Or they go, Wesley, like, "Oh."
Team effort.
Like that, like looking around, and they talk about, Ernie. It's like, "I've already killed 6 kobolds in 6 seconds," which is honestly kind of close to true. Wesley, he who rescued, like everyone's just going around like legends. And Brooks is just off somewhere. You can see Brooks like sitting next to Cass, and she is currently Cass, the Dampier. You see her gray skin, her large hat, her beautiful long black curls like flowing down, and you can see her arm that's missing is tied up in a very nice sort of sash that kind of accentuates her outfit. And she's like saying something like maybe funny, maybe seductive to Brooks, and he's just sitting there. And he's just
Instantly agreed to be your date.
Hey, I'll be here, I guess. Cass made me be her date, and she's the captain, so
Oh, you poor thing.
yay. Oh, I told everyone.
I
you
was
were-
Melicado's date once. It's worse.
I told everyone you're a frog. I think they're ready for it.
Another one of these.
Imagine how big your thumb is.
And it has the webbing.
So, you hear a little messenger boy. "Excuse me,
Oh no, what's happening again?
You're self-conjuring.
you owe me 2 silver pieces, sir.
And why is that?
I beat his ass and I got the letter to your crew before he did."
You didn't take the silver piece that he had?
No, you told me he paid it. You paid. I want
No.
my 2 silver.
He said that the silver piece that he had was yours.
I'm not here to argue specifics. I'm here for my 2 silver. And you see like a bunch of like newsies come out of the corner, and they all got little bats.
What's up, Ernie?
It's a shakedown.
They've
All
come
right,
to
look.
collect.
You did good.
Get out of it.
You're damn right.
Here's 1 silver.
Yeah.
Here's another.
Thank you so much.
One behind each of your ears.
He puts it in his pocket. I'm also supposed to tell you that the Duke is ready for you. He's up at the big tree in the center of the courtyard. You're supposed to get bequeathed upon.
In front of all these people.
I will never stop. I will never stop. Yeah.
She's so unfortunate every time.
celebration.
All right. Well, thanks for that. Little
He also
messenger
said
boy.
someone will be annoying, but it might just be you. I don't know. Anointed. Oh, anointed.
Watch it. I'll have you deliver a message over to the hag.
Messenger boy, scatter! Okay, new chat redeemed some of the messenger boys. Wait, wand of summon messenger. A whole horde of them.
They come around the corner.
I'm gonna get that spell again that blows up.
Final sacrifice. Farewell, TN.
I have a delivery.
Oh my god. Don't tempt me. Whenever Elise uses add a monster redeem, it's just gonna be a swarm of newsboys.
Yeah.
Got your paper.
They have the swarm trait. Oh no.
All right, let's get to the thing that I said we were gonna do.
A bequeathal.
So I'm gonna turn on the ethereal music. You see Easton there, and he looks. It's like, okay, that's
Whenever
really
you
that's
say that.
Wesley. You're like, the frog is a fake, because when he has his doublet on and his cape, he even has a rapier at his side. You're like, okay, that's just Wesley. So you see Wesley, but it's it's Easton. Even the way he stands, his easygoing smile. It's incredible how much. Maybe the soul bond made you absorb some of his personality. Maybe he absorbed some of yours, but at any rate, it does reflect your old friend very well. So it's like seeing an old friend up there. Malcolm Arling is in his lord's attire. He has on a large kilt with battle greaves, and he has half chest armor that's over this like green padded armor adorned with amber scales. And you can see a large tabard depicting the dragon curled around an apple tree, amber on sage green on his chest. His beard has been oiled and tuned up and ringed, and he has a large helmet on that's sort of like, I don't want to say a crown, but it's crown-esque, and like sort of a coif kind of area. And then you see, still clutching her son's hands, you see Blanded Arling. She's in a simple sage green dress, adorned with lighter green stitching, and the tears, although she's redone her makeup, you can see it already running because she is still holding on. And whenever you make eye contact, she looks into your froggy eyes and she just whispers, "Ladies and gentlemen, my son!" And you see them all just erupt. "He's back!" As Malcolm Arling completely erupts. And he takes out this gigantic Zweihander. You can see the actual handle of it is shaped like a dragon curling around an apple on the pommel. And the actual blade itself is made of amber, so it glows sort of golden in the moonlight. Because the moon in the moon in Asteria is orange, so it's kind of perfectly matching the moonlight. And it begins glowing, and he says, "Wesley Roberts, come forth and kneel."
I do so. Like, glancing at her, like, is it happening?
It's not an
To go be
execution.
bequeathed.
Is this where I get the ointment?
"You who wore the flesh of my son and did it proud, I ask that you kneel and be honored by House Arling."
I was like, I already was kneeling. I'm much.
Oil them up! And then you see the newsboys come by, now in page attire, and they dump oils all over you. You're anointed, you're anointed. Alright, and then they split.
Oh, it wasn't oiling.
He takes the blade and he held it so gingerly you can't even feel it touching your skin. "I, Malcolm, son of Magnus, Lord of the Loch, name you a knight in the service of the kingdom of Restarin. Of these things I swear to thee. I shall ask no thing of you that will bring dishonor to you or your newly formed noble house. And you shall do no thing that dishonors the virtues of Lindywind Loch. You shall always be welcome to a meal at my table or a bed by my hearth. And as I call for your blade in service, so shall I take up arms for your cause." And he takes the sword and he places it on your other shoulder. And then he draws it and raises it straight up. "Rise, Knight of Lindywind Loch. Go forth in honor and be blessed."
So, like, too eager when I rise, not just for, like, hop really high in the air.
Boing.
Like, landing, like...
Woo! Woo! So, fun fact, Knight is, both historically and in this game, the lowest rank of noble, so you are now nobility.
You are actually.
You have a noble house. If you're a knight, that means you have a noble house.
Hot.
Okay. So, as honor of your station, Hailbring! And you see Hailbring come over and she holds this buckler. So, this buckler is got the symbol of Lindywind Loch. Again, you got the apple tree and the dragon wrapped around it. But you see on it are these studded spikes. You also see that there's sort of like these metal grooves in the center of it, along the edge, that almost look like a spiraling sun. And it's a very small, light buckler. And you watch as Malcolm Arling, he spins it, and then he swings it, and as he does, the spikes jet out, and the whole thing flashes with light. Go ahead and add the Duelist Beacon to your inventory. "This shield has been passed down in House Arling for generations. It was to go to my son, but I think it will serve you very well." So, it's a buckler, so hardness 6, HP 24, BT 12. It's a +1, has +1 striking shield spikes. So the spikes do 2d6 damage, and then if you hit someone with it once per hour, you can do 2 actions to strike with it. And if you hit them, it blinds the foe if they don't make a fortitude save. And if you crit, it makes their save go down a level. So it's a 2-action spike, but it does 2d6 damage, so 46 on the crit, and the save goes down a level.
That's very cool.
Yes. And it is a magical buckler. "May it serve you well in your battles to come."
Thank
Next. And then you see Galloway come forth. I have a gift to give to Ernest. In the tale of the cave and the rescue, it is said that Ernest's scouting is what led the party to avoid an ambush by a group of kobolds. May this blessing, and he takes his hand, with your permission.
Yes, of course.
He runs his hand over your head, and for a second, y'all see a third eyeball pop out of Ernie's head.
Oh.
And then you see it flash, and then burn into his skin, and then sink in, and then it's gone. I give you the blessing of insight. So, may it help you. May it help you find foes where they may be hidden. No, I don't want the Genshin Impact one. Give me the... So as he casts this upon you, it's technically a magical tattoo, but I don't want you to have it appearance-wise if you don't want it. So when you enter an area within 60 feet of enemies that are unnoticed, I do a secret check, and sometimes you just know when people are hiding in ambush.
Ooh, I love that.
Now, it doesn't help you if people are sneaking up on you. It's only for creatures that are hiding and you walk into the area.
Okay.
It also doesn't work on like gargoyles pretending to be like statues. And it doesn't help you with traps. But if anything's hiding behind a rock and you walk forward, I roll a secret roll, and if you pass your perception check, without you being like, I want to search, you just magically will notice when things are hiding from you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the tattoo?
Crown of Insight.
Crown of Insight. Awesome.
That's
To Cordelia, Hellbring, the things. And you see Hellbring comes out, and she has these two beautiful black leather bracers with these amber inlaid armored bits. And you're going to get bracers of armor. May they serve you where regular armor would instead. So since you're only wearing a dress, and you don't have armor, and you can't wear armor, these bracers of armor can be enchanted just like armor can. They don't take up your armor slot, so you can still wear magical robes if you find them. They give you +1 AC and +1 to saving throws.
Ooh. That's real good. Thank you.
May they protect you from further harm.
Thank you.
To Master Kai, and Holloway takes his, I have one more gift. The lock is formed in the heart of magic, and so the heart of magic I grant to you. It is told to me by the words of your crew that you serve the seas, but the earth and sea work in tandem. To you I give this. And you see it's a sort of mineral geode in 3 different chunks, and each one is a different color, and they're all kind of inlaid into each other like a Venn diagram, the triple Venn diagram, with these different minerals and geode rocks just all glowing into each other. Very earthen, but also very beautiful. And he passes it over to you. This Trinity geode. This Trinity geode is full of the earth of Lindywind Loch. May it grant you the strength and resilience that has let Lindywind Loch stand in the face of so many trials and tribulations, as you have been a rock for us in finding our Marquis. So, you have it up there. This is the greater version, the level 8 one. So you can cast Meld into Stone, and you can cast Scatter Scree. And when you cast an Earth spell, if it's on your armor, you get resistance to physical damage. If it's on your weapon, you do extra bludgeoning damage. So you can choose where to affix it. It's like a talisman, but since it's a spell heart, it doesn't get destroyed after one use. It stays forever.
Thank you.
So I'm just imagining you melting into the rock and then popping up. Surprise.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do then.
And then I will bequeath Brooks his later. These gifts, I hope they will serve you. And now, let's fucking drink! And then like the barrels are put out, and everyone begins like dancing around and enjoying the revelry that is presented to them. You see barrels of wine being poured out, ale. Malcolm at one point takes each party member, like whether you want to or not, and he dances with you, like flopping you around. It's like enormity. Except Kai, he's like, well, you're too big. Wait, Kai, do you let him dance with you?
Sure.
Cool. Roll a strength check. We're gonna see who leads.
Okay.
Perfect.
You versus. Oh, nat 1. No.
Well, I mean, a 5.
A 5 is better than nat 1.
Yeah.
So you see him try and take and dance around with Kai, but instead Kai takes this giant man and he's like, no, I am the captain here, and dance around with him. Are there any particular things anyone wanted to accomplish at this party?
At some point, I would approach Lady Blanid. I would bring her an apple and be like, "It's good to see you doing much better."
I feel much better, thank you. You look good, Wesley.
Thanks. I think it feels better now. Wearing my own skin. I'm sorry about the misunderstanding.
You do not have to be sorry. My heart was so full of grief, and you saw that. And even though you didn't know yourself, you were willing to give your life for my happiness. The world was a better place for having you in it, Wesley. I'm just glad that you finally know who you are.
Thank you.
Thank you. May you always serve this house with such honor, and may we honor you. I owe you more than I could ever say. And she takes a hand and she lays it on your cheek, and then she kisses your cheek.
Sorry, there's still some oils.
She smiles.
Like, start rubbing it in.
You do remind me of Easton so very much. I like to think the two of you would be fast friends. It will take some time to get used to the fact that you have the same voice.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't expecting that much.
Thank you again. You've given me the gift of my son.
So like bow and take my leave.
She bows to you as well.
I work my way over to Cass at some point.
Hello, Ernie.
So, Captain.
Brooks, doesn't Ernie look nice tonight? Brooks looks over. You look good, Ernie.
Thanks, Brooks. Oh, did you get the money? we sent
Ernie,
you?
doesn't Brooks look nice tonight? Brooks is wearing his normal armor.
Brooks always looks nice.
That's true.
She says with 100% genuine.
I was wondering where.
Ernie, don't I look nice tonight?
Of course you do, Captain.
What specifically about me looks nice?
You know how I always appreciate how your skin glows in the moonlight. And the hat.
Thank you.
Obviously the hat. It's just so broad. Are we done with the pleasantries?
I'm waiting for it to be pleasant.
Okay. Where do you want to go next?
Wherever the money is. I was sent 1,000 gold pieces for this Duke's son, and apparently he's paid you in magical items as well, so... Shit, we've made more in 2 days than we made with Melicato in 3 months.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing pretty damn good at this thing.
I've always kind of thought he was holding us back.
It felt that way.
I have a thought. There's a place called the Marrow Coast.
I'm aware.
I think there might be opportunities there.
Oh, there's all sorts of opportunities. Opportunities to be sold into indentured servitude. Opportunities to be mangled by the roaming, warring mercenary clans that hold dominion there. Opportunities to be eaten by, the Dracolich that lives on the coast.
Opportunities to spend crew money to buy wholesale magical items that can be sold in more expensive markets.
Oh, that's true. Roll diplomacy real quick.
I've got a hero point. Same number.
Same number.
25.
Why the Marrow Coast? Why not Mira? Why not Carthanen? Why not the Isle of Stars? These places are all ripe with magical items.
You're right. I got multiple reasons. I do think that we could profit filling our hull there, but I've heard there's a group of mercenaries that I have some history with that are operating there, and they are wealthy.
A bounty hunt.
I could handle some personal business, and I think we could all profit from it.
So it is personal.
Revenge tale. Doesn't that just belong on the ocean?
You should have just said revenge, darling, and I would have said yes right away. Fine, as long as I can make some money in it. I'm sorry, as long as we can make some money in it.
I genuinely do think it'll be profitable.
That's a long journey from here.
Can't eat the frogs.
No, I suppose we can't.
If we take some of that money and stock up, I'm sure we can, get a couple of more things in the route. But yeah, it's a long journey. That said, there's some heat on our tail that it wouldn't be a bad idea to take a long journey.
Oh, we are sailing closer to Starhill, but I'm more worried about Sadris than I am about anything else. It's quite a place.
Well, we happen to have 2 new recruits on the ship that seem capable.
That's true. Well, you've already convinced me. I'll let the crew know, and after all, my word is law, so...
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to argue with the captain that just secured 1,000 gold pieces.
I do thank you for that, Ernest. I do thank you all so very much.
That is literally my job.
And you do such a great job.
Brooks, I think her drink's getting a little bit low.
He hands her his full wine glass and he takes hers. I'll go see to the bar. And Brooks, excuses himself out.
Alright, and I just kind of give, a nod to Cass and wander away.
Enjoy your night, Ernie.
I won't.
What about the rest of us? Kai, Cordelia?
You guys doing all right? You're just hanging out in this corner.
You guys are just kind of staring at each other.
Just kind of sitting in the corner. Well, there's a lot of people, and it's not really my thing.
I take up too much dance floor space.
I saw you earlier. You're surprisingly light on your feet.
It was really impressive.
Yeah, they give me a wide berth. I was thinking about potentially going back to the ship and checking on some of the folks that we didn't invite.
There's parties all over town. They might be somewhere else.
Yeah, I think I might go see how they're doing. It's a bit strange here. And Kai's gonna get up and he leaves the castle.
Okay.
And he's looking for some other
Rabble.
members of the crew.
Yeah.
Kind of along the way.
I think you see Flintlock Wit, and he is telling a story currently to a group of it's basically a drunken college group, not college, but a group of young people, and he's discussing one of y'all's victories, but he was there, and then I popped that genie out of the sky. I blessed my gun with a bit of thunder, and they're all just like, oh. And he sees you. Master Kai was there. He could tell you all about it.
Flintlock really saved my ass that day. It was impressive. By the way, thank you for lending me your 24 karat gold inlaid pistol. I really appreciate that.
Well, I haven't need of it. What use have I for such material things? So generous. Thank you.
And he's gonna keep going because I'm making my way back to the ship ultimately.
Okay.
He's gonna go check on Hannah since she's kind of sequestered.
So you see Hannah and Frederic
Not
And-
sequestered. Got it.
not sequestered. There is a separate party going on in the center of the docks, and they're just living it up. You see Frederic is not drinking, obviously, but you see everyone else is drinking around, and he's got everyone else in a roaring sort of like shanty sort of like bar song. Oh, help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alleyway. Hey, bully in the alley. And you see everyone else just like singing along with them, and they are just like draining it down and like slamming cups. And he is just loving, like inspiring all these people. And you see Hannah over there, she's like drinking and she's like staying in the corner. But they are just living it up near the Windfall itself.
This is the party that I think I was looking for. Is Gareth around?
So you have not seen him tonight, but he is here in this like particular party. He has not been near the castle at all, but he has been. He's like over here. He's actually like next to Hannah, and he's like chatting her up and stuff like that. Master Kai, it is good to see you again. I was just introducing myself to these fine compatriots of yours, and this drinking song is fantastic. Catchy.
Oh, here. Let's. Have a mug with me.
Oh, by all means.
What did you mean earlier when you said you asked if I had done circus work?
Oh, sometimes my mouth moves faster than my mind. Anytime that someone is quick or skilled, I assume that they come from a circus background. I see it as a very a noble profession. It requires great strength, stamina, dexterity, skill, sleight of hand. I just thought perhaps from your great size and strength, perhaps you were a strong man or a lion tamer of some sort.
Oh, yeah, okay. Weirdly pointed at the time. I thought maybe you were someone else that I knew. Ugh.
What do you mean?
I've had history with circus folk. Didn't work it myself, but they're none too fond of me at this point.
Sounds like you ran aground of something afoul.
I'd say I'm the something afoul, and they ran aground of me.
You know, we carry enough burdens, Master Kai, that should we carry all of our sins upon our back, it would weigh us down to the very bottom of the sea. I see it, there's only one way. You choose the weight that you have to carry and release those bonds that you can, and let those sins slide off your back so that they may be perhaps forgotten and perhaps one day forgiven. Only carry what you can. So he raises a glass to you and he's like, to the sins that might be forgiven and to the weights we carry when they are not.
I'll drink to that. Anyway, what do you say we teach our newer compatriots game? Hannah, have you ever played Liar's Dice?
No. Is this a dice game?
Yeah, hold on. And he walks back to the ship to go get a gambling set, and we're gonna spend the night teaching her some
Okay.
Liar's Dice.
Hannah has no money, and by the end of the night, she is very much in debt. I think I'm getting better at this.
She's not very good at lying.
You see Gareth look at his cup. 2 1s. Liar! And as the cups are pulled up, Hannah does lose her final dice. Perhaps I'm too quick on the draw, but I do admire your enthusiasm, young lady.
It was just so much fun.
Just got caught up in the moment.
Hannah, we'll go over this. We'll go over this later. We're gonna teach you how to play this game.
Master Kai, might I have a word with you over here? I have a question that I'm afraid I do not want the gentler ears to hear. It's of a most torrid sort of It's a nasty question I want to ask you over here.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk.
So,
Interesting. Where do I poop?
what other shit might I relieve my arsehole?
Not ready for that one.
Master Kai, I believe I am ready to confide within you. Might I reveal a secret to you, sir?
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah. I have researched you. I'm afraid I have misled you. When I asked if you were circus folk, I knew for a fact that was not. I know of your history and where you have been from. I am an agent in employ to the Queen of Whitehearth.
Just laying it out there.
Does this information surprise you?
Yeah, I'd say it does.
Well,
I actually forgot about that part.
the rest of this information you might find even more unsettling. I was sent here for a singular reason, to keep an eye on the crew. You see, recently it was revealed that there was a double agent among the Star Heel Fair, and some startling information was revealed on that front very recently. I'm here to let you know that there is a Star Heel spy aboard your ship, and I need your help, Master Kai. I need your help to keep an eye on Master Ernest. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end our session for today. Yay!
See, he's playing both sides, so he always comes out on top.
I mean, I believe it, but damn.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here for this fun little cool down session. We will be back next week for more Windfall. Thank you again to Lise for our first Join the Crew redeem. Gareth Sweetwater is his character, and you too can be a permanent NPC if you join the crew with that redeem. Thank you, everyone. Be sure to check out the YouTube channel for all the old VODs. Be sure to check us out on other days for our Kaizo Pokemon content and other shit that I run, which is just Kaizo at this point. Check out the Discord. Kaizo Paizo, baby. Check out the Discord for our Iron Nuzlocke rules, and be sure to join that if it interests you. And we will see you next time in Lindy Wind Lock. Goodbye, y'all.
Bye, chat.